Hello, and welcome back to Curse of Strahd. Say hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
We're gonna die.
That's the
Maybe.
plan.
Have fun.
Yes, good tidings to everyone in this, in the midst of Spooky Month. Boy howdy, has it just kind of gone by. Which makes me sad. Uh, but at the very least, it makes Sundays come quicker. Regardless, last we had left off, the party had decided to investigate the coffin salesman shop and figure out what the undead presence that mustard seed. Sorry, almost said it again. Uh, Mustard Seed had sensed in here with his primeval awareness in midst of his training. He's on his way to check it out. He made a new fairy friend who has a tension. Yes. Uh, Shem is very chipper and makes good on his nature as a fake creature, but still has a duty to perform, which he does so happily. He decides to join up with the party as they decide to take care of this problem before it gets even worse. As the party, with Irina and Periwinkle in tow, decide to basically just barge into the coffin shop and proceed to bully the owner into confessing, "Hey, what's up?" You then proceeded to get into a fight with 6 vampire spawns, who are very, very sturdy. Uh, and you quickly realize that even though you guys were able to survive their assault, and luckily no one was bitten, you realize that you're not very equipped very well to handle many vampires. Shem specifically. Regardless of that, the lot of you have a flawless victory. And thanks to some quick thinking, thanks to Burn, was able to hide Irina from Izek, the Burgermeister's right-hand man, and also local bully, or I guess just police chief at this point. I mean, not much of a difference.
Something like that.
No difference.
Yeah, no difference. Uh, effectively keeping.
A.B.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically keeping her away from this creep. However, as Izek and the rest of the guards were leaving the area after basically getting, after basically checking out that, hey, everything's good, it was just a lot of noise. You apparently protected the coffin salesman, even though you guys were the ones barging in. They figured that this was not worth their time. Except for one person, apparently, who thought it would be a grand idea to throw a festival before the other festival begins, as a way of congratulating our adventurers/heroes for a job well done. And a collective sigh just kind of sweeps over the city. Regardless, we now come back to our players as they continue onward. As Shem remembers that there is a certain object of interest up in, what's his name's bedroom. What's his name?
Oh, that's a bedroom? I just thought it was like a storage room or something.
You saw a bed and, like, closet. I mean, it was like a dresser that you saw it in. Henrik. Henrik's basically his bedroom upstairs. Well, luckily, a lot of you effectively were able to keep Henrik from being dragged off by the guards by effectively, disclosing any real connection to said incident, other than this being his house.
Good for us.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
To be fair, my I wasn't entirely altruistic. I was kind of keeping him away from the guard in case we needed him later. But he doesn't need to know that.
Of course.
He's a little freaked out because he just, honest to God, heard his voice just kind of call out, and he was not the one talking. It's like,
Imagine Shem's kind of perched on top of a clock on the wall right now, just like gargoyle style.
just elf on a shelf style, just kind of looking over everybody. The creepiest.
So are we still?
Yeah,
Sorry, are we still in this building?
Yes, at the moment. You have basically. I mean, Hendrik is not gonna stop you at this point. You've been all over his house, and you basically killed a bunch of vampires that were threatening his life.
So he should be thankful.
He is very thankful, but he's also very scared because, well, that might not be the end of it.
Oh, it sure isn't. Beloved will approach him. Do you have a little token for him?
I should. I really should.
That's okay.
There's a lot of characters with a lot of names that I can't just bullshit on the spot. But anyway, here is. No, that's not. That won't work.
Just do an MS Paint H and then just slap it on a token and call it a picture.
I mean, this is way too pretty for him because he's supposed to be old and crotchety. But here, have this CRB Halfling token 2.
Okay.
Oh yeah, like we never make people prettier or more appealing physically in our games.
I mean, he's supposed to be like an old man who basically makes coffins for a living. He's not exactly known for his charisma.
So while you're talking to Henny, I'm gonna float upstairs and start a little seance in his bedroom.
Yes.
Okay.
Basically, that's me saying I'm out of commission until my short break is over because I'm phoning a friend.
While he's taking his short break, Beloved will kind of drag. Shit! I just forgot his name. The
Henrik?
coffee maker.
Henrik.
She's going to drag him and like gently tug on Periwimple's clothes and indicate towards the giant hole in the ceiling and grab a hammer. Like, okay, let's try and fix this.
Okay. Let me check if Periwinkle. I mean, Periwinkle is a. I guess. He did grow up in a shop like this himself, so I guess he would know how to repair it.
He's our handyman.
I guess he does have a cobbler's tool and cooking
Aren't those for
utensil.
shoes?
Yeah.
I mean, we got the tools and the raw materials like all around us.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll make this. He'll just use his. I mean, it's hammer and nails. So you can't really go wrong. So we'll use Let's see. Should I just be mean and just use intelligence as his ability modifier for this job?
You better not be
Sure.
mean to our sweet baby.
All right.
I mean, you don't really need to be smart to do repair it. I'd say maybe a dexterity.
Yeah. Let's just see how. This will be to see how quickly he can do this.
They're pretty
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Not bad, not bad. And I'm assuming that Beloved was helping him regardless.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
that makes it a 23. As you motion for Periwinkle to the hole and you start holding up like some of the wood, Henrik is like, wait, the wood up. Well, you know what? Never mind. He was maybe a little reluctant to hand over the wood to, repair. You're basically repairing his house with his stuff already. But at the same time, he's like, he's not gonna stop you because he's had a night.
Stopped.
But yeah, within an hour of just some menial task with the spare wood around this place, you are able to replace the floorboards that were ripped out. And there is now no risk of someone falling down that hole and breaking their neck.
And it's not like he was using all those coffins anyway. We just got rid of the inhabitant.
Yeah. I mean, they're
Does anyone else do anything while we're doing this? Like,
Yes.
I wanted to talk
But
to Irina.
I'll let Jesse go first.
Alright.
I wanted to speak to Irina because she's still invisible.
Yep. I mean, she's not... so long, she's there... She's invisible until you break concentration.
Or until she takes an act, or until she like attacks something. But yeah, I just ask her if she's doing all right, because you know that Isaac guy was here again.
She, you can't see her, but you feel the audible sigh. She's like, like, it's not me, right? Like, what fucking god did I piss off to have this many boys after me?
historically, that would be Aphrodite.
But in this godless land, no one really. You're just unlucky, I suppose.
Although usually Aphrodite is the one cursing people for having too many boys on them, not the other way around.
But yeah, I'll ask her. Well, what do you think you should do tomorrow? Because he didn't see you.
I think just keep a low profile. I'll try to
Keep
stay
your
in
hood
my,
up.
I'll stay in my room and hopefully keep out of sight.
Are you sure that's wise?
Well, the other option, that Isaac man is going to be there.
Well, it's a festival, right? Maybe they'll have masks or something.
Maybe.
Beloved does have a nice wolf mask if she wants to borrow that.
We'll discuss it in the morning.
I suppose that is a... Well, unless one of you has a disguise kit handy, I don't really see... I guess I'll have to make do with what I got.
I just don't want to leave you alone in case, your other admirer shows up.
Hey, that would be something, wouldn't it?
My spell that I keep casting only prevents, divination magic. Anyone can visibly see you. Well, not right now, but you know what I mean.
Yep. This is all so much.
Everything happens so much.
I mean, we could also just make a break for it.
Suppose, but I don't know. We'll eventually have to come back here.
This is true.
We can't exactly leave on bad terms, otherwise we'll be kicked out permanently.
Yeah. So, the Strahd guy, does he always know where you are? Or something like that?
It's... I don't know, it's... What smell
I'm
is
going
that?
to cast Detect Thoughts and, see if I can read anything else. Maybe
So-
something else is, surface talking.
So, just her thoughts, or are you just scanning the room?
I can do that too. But I was mostly focusing on her.
Okay. So surface level thoughts, she's really thinking, she's scanning through all of her, you can hear, her mind going, alright, in the past I've always been able to feel whenever he's been actively watching me, but I don't know, it's on and off. She actually, it's between both talking and, inner thoughts that you're able to put together, that she doesn't fully understand it. That part of it is magic and part of it is not.
Does she feel like with the spell I keep casting, Does she feel less like she's being watched?
It's your spell. It does help. I feel much more protected, but well, hidden, so to say.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I just always feel like someone somewhere is watching. If not him, someone else.
Yes. Well, you're safe for now. Does she think otherwise?
She's thinking, well, this is the best. My wagon is hitched to these folk, for better or for worse.
We're
That's a
trying.
spirit.
We're trying. Fuck.
I mean, she's active. She thinks to herself, this is probably the closest to, like, actual danger, like, real bad danger she's been with in the short amount of time she's been with you. She's seen a lot of, like, active fighting, which part of her is relieved because this feels good to finally fight back, but at the same time, this is inviting trouble.
Oh, no doubt about that.
Like,
I think wherever you go, you'd invite trouble, sadly.
that's true. That is story of my fucking life.
Wait, did she say that out loud or did she think it?
Did you say it out loud?
I probably mumbled it.
And then she thought it.
Okay, cool. That's all I really wanted to do, is check up on her.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, if you were to estimate, she's at on a scale of how okay she is, she's at about a 5.
Halfway. That's a good.
They can be half full.
Hey.
But anyway, as Periwimple's repairing the hole with Beloved, and Byrne is checking in with Irina, was there anything that Mustard Seed wanted to do?
Mustard Seed is going to stealth upstairs so he can see what Siam's doing. Because he realizes, oh no, the fairy's by himself. I must see if he's gonna do anything, like, nefarious or anything to fuck us over.
And you find him taking a little nap, curled up like a kitten.
Exactly, yeah.
Like a shoe.
Yeah. So, I'll go ahead and roll stealth. For flavor.
You see
Yeah.
the cutest little scene ever, and he's like, disgusting.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That will be a 19.
Where
Still
did it-
loading in on my part. Hang on.
Yeah. So, would I need to counter that at all, or because
What's your passive perception?
12, which is nowhere near enough.
Then you would have to roll perception and beat it.
All right. My perception is also not very high, but we can see what happens. So you said you rolled a 19. Did you have any bonus to that, or is it just a?
It was 11 plus 8 to make 19.
Jeez, you have a lot of stealth.
Yeah, I'm a
But
ranger.
I was the stealth guy. Oh, and my normal perception is just as shitty as my old perception.
Alright, then yeah, Mustard Seed will sneak up on you and watch you do your seance to the Raven Queen.
Alrighty.
What?
To be fair, he's not talking to the Raven Queen. He's basically just having a town hall meeting with like a buttload of ghosts. You probably don't even see any of them. You just see him sitting there talking like to a bunch of things at once.
Yeah, Mustard Seed, you're watching as Shem is crisscross applesauce on the floor, almost in a meditative state, as you hear mumbling. Even with an active perception, it's just incoherent, almost half whispers, half mumbles, like someone's talking in their sleep. But Shem, at this point, you've managed to get. I'm just going to expedite this a little bit for brevity's sake.
Right.
You're going through this ceremony, and you're going through a few, I guess, a concession of spirits who are all basically giving you the rundown of what to expect. Many spirits are saying it's some sort of divine. Perhaps it is a relic? No.
Oh, I thought you said. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought you said last week that it was that I sensed both a presence that was both undead and consecrated. So that's why I was kind of expecting to find a person in here.
No, I believe. Sorry, I thought I said it was divine.
It was necrotic.
Oh,
It was necrotic, but also holy.
yes, necrotic but holy.
Okay.
Many of the spirits are saying, "Hey, this sounds perhaps like a magic artifact," and many of them are also saying, "Well, hold up. If it's inside of a closet, then most likely it could be a trap. You know, necrotic and such are usually not to be fully trusted,
Yeah.
but there's always the exception. You'll have to figure out you'll have to see what you're dealing with first."
I mean, as far as like holy and necrotic and all that nonsense goes, Shem is about as true neutral as you can get just by virtue of his like background, because he's part of the Raven Faith, which is pretty much both sides of the aisle kind of look at that with like a distrust, because it's not it's like the from what I'm basing a lot of this off of Critical Role, so I'm assuming that their tastings of the Raven Queen are pretty much close to the core D&D, but I always assume that since she kind of guards the gateway between life and death, it's not really like holy or evil, it's just a statement of fact. And
Yeah.
so like death isn't like good or bad or
Yeah, true neutral deity saying, "Hey, things gotta die. Undead don't need to be around."
yeah. So that's why I kind of like had a double take when you said it was undead but holy earlier. I thought you were saying that the artifact was, or that there was like an undead creature in here that was also holy, and that's why I was like,
I mean, there's a very
don't care if
famous
it's-
instance of the holy undead.
yeah. It was like, I was like, holy is weird, but it's still undead, and I still don't trust it. So that's where I was going with this. But anyway,
Do I get the impression, watching him in this weird pseudo-meditative state, that this is, like, nothing, like, Fae related? Because...
Oh yeah, you yourself are Fae. You know that this is not normal Fae activity. Whatever he's planning, it doesn't seem to be the normal nefarious Fae like trickery or dickery. Yes.
Color Mustard Seed, curious, he will simply just sit there and watch, really.
Alright,
He won't disturb him or anything.
you pull a Batman and you blend in with the shadows, maintaining your stealth, as eventually, Shem, your seance has gone without a hitch. You have your proficiencies in order. What would you like to do?
first I'm just going to take a sweep of the room, look for So I'm doing my investigation the way I play Ace Attorney, in which I know what's going to trigger the next scene, so I don't want to miss anything important before I trigger the next scene. So I'm first just going to do a general sweep of the room and see if there's any hidden compartments that I missed.
Alrighty. So go ahead and give me an investigation check. For the sake of this, you're not going to be able to spot Mustard Seed because they properly stealthed from you.
Yeah, and he's not what I'm looking for anyway. Oh, I was 1 point away from a crit. Okay, speechy.
Alrighty. So with a 24, you can easily tell that this bedroom is pretty bare bones. There's a bed in the corner, the top right of the room, and there's a small little work table off to the side, a few doodads and knickknacks off to the side. Does he actually have anything in his room besides this? there's a handful of books and maybe some copper, but stealing copper really isn't, worth shit.
I'm not here to rob the guy anyway. I'm mostly making sure I don't miss anything important before I do
Yeah.
the big thing.
The only thing that you're able to really discern as anything of actual importance is that presence you feel inside that closet that has those brass beads wrapped around the handles.
I'm gonna check. First thing first, I'm going to check the box itself or the cabinet, whatever it is, and make sure there's no actual traps on it before I start taking around with it.
All right, I'll let your previous investigation go by. The only thing holding this thing together are the brass beads that seem hollowed in a way. These have been blessed in some fashion.
I had a suspicion that they were something religious, so I'm gonna. Basically, I want to investigate the beads because my character is very religious, so I think he would probably know something about what's happening with the bead if he recognizes what kind of binding is on this.
Go ahead and roll it.
Not bad. Not great, but not bad.
It's very strange. You're not very familiar with this religion, but incidentally enough, these are holy beads from a goblin deity.
Fascinating. Do I know enough about them being holy that if I remove them, will it cause anything severely bad? Do I need to do anything to remove them?
No. If anything, it seems as though this particular these beads, they, if anything, would have been super effective against keeping those vampires away.
So it's not trying to keep something in, it was trying to keep stuff out.
Essentially, you from what you're able to tell, this was to keep something safe.
Okay. Well, then it's Christmas, I'm gonna open up the package.
Sorry if I stopped midway.
You're good.
Food got brought up, and I don't want to getting too cold. So if I stop talking for a moment, please ignore the smacking.
Okay.
That's fine. I'll be able to keep him company in a second.
Okay.
As you open up, you see a simple sack that's almost looked hollowed in a way,
As in empty or holy?
as in holy.
Okay.
And opening up, you see the remains of a human being.
Just the bones.
Just the bones.
There's no way I would have been able to determine who this was during my seance with it.
Unfortunately not. You wouldn't really with that seance, not with a spirit that you would really know, and if there is indeed a spirit at play with these remains, most likely they are, bound to the actual remains, and they wouldn't be, seance unless you were actively with those bones during the seance. You also find 30 silver and 12 gold.
I don't know if I care for it, but I'm more interested in the bones. Would that be something I could show to the shopkeep? I don't even know if I should.
I mean, most likely he's the one who kept it in there.
Yeah,
He's the only one in the building who could have even touched those beads.
yeah. I'm just out of curiosity. Am I for sure it's human, or is it going to be something?
You're for certain that these are indeed human bones.
I don't think I could even lift them if I tried, so I'm gonna go downstairs and. Who am I going to impersonate? Is Bernie still talking to the shopkeep or in the area?
With Irina, but
They're
yeah,
probably
that's
downstairs, but
Yeah.
as you think about it, Mustard Seed, did you want to maybe jump in there?
So he's fixing to, leave the room, yes?
Basically, to basically help the small pixie carry the body downstairs.
Okay. So just to clarify, because I kind of zoned out for like 30 seconds, he's trying to like carry these remains down the stairs.
I hadn't planned on taking the remains with me because I didn't think I'd be able to. I mean, maybe I could grab like
A single
femur or
bone.
something. Yeah, like bring the skull or something. Be a little extra macabre about it, but
All right. In that case, Mustard Seed will finally make his presence known and say, "Would you like help with that?"
Tim just kind of looks at him and just not entirely sure what to make of him because he still does not really like the bunny guy after his prior outburst. So he's like, basically, he's like, who's asking?
Well, it seems like you're in need of some help.
Shem, just out of a matter of pride, is going to only grab the skull and float off like, I got it.
Before he goes, before he attempts to, go through the door, Mustard Seed is going to, like, outstretch his hand in a way that, like, tries to keep him from leaving the room for a second and goes, "So you're not working for the Feywild."
Only thing wild here is your accusations. And he's gonna try and like barrel roll around his hand.
Do a barrel roll.
enough.
Do a
And
barrel
I'll go
roll.
ahead and let him
that was
leave
bad.
and... Actually, you know what? If it's gonna roll that bad... Wow. I don't know why this is not rolling in Roll20 or not, but it is a 13 acrobatics.
Unfortunate.
Refresh.
Question.
I guess refresh both pages. But yeah, I'll just say Mustard Seed lets him go and proceed to gather up the rest of the bones and then more so casually walk down than poor CM desperately trying to hold onto this giant skull.
Yeah, Shem, it's a little awkward. You have to use both the eye holes to basically like pinch the bridge and to try and fly with it. It's super awkward.
As I'm walking down the stairs, I basically remark to CM, the skull is one of the heaviest bones in the body, and you picked that first.
Well, not this one. It's got no brains in it. Also, I'm imagining him kind of like post-moogling his way through the room, which is that he's like flapping his wings super hard to get like a little bit of lift, and then falling a foot, and then catching himself, and then flapping really hard to get a little bit of lift. And
That's
then
awesome.
Falling again.
This poor man's bones. Been through a lot, man.
Yeah.
You were gonna come see me with that?
I was gonna take it. No, I was actually. The original plan was to not bring the bones. I was going to impersonate you to interrogate Henrik about it. But if I've got mustard gas following me, I'm just gonna, out of spite, take it and just plop it in front of him.
It just like cracks right then and there.
No.
No, I'm not gonna like damage the bone. I'm not trying. Like, I've got some respect for the dead, but I am going to make a scene of like bringing the skull in front of the guy.
Just drop it in front of him, like, what the fuck is this, bitch?
Actually, no. I was gonna try and like lift the skull almost like in front of him and like
At
almost,
eye
like-
level?
Yeah, almost like
Look
make
at it! Look
make
at
it look-
it!
Yeah, almost make it look like the skull is floating on its own.
of you to look at it.
Yeah, as both Mustard Seed and Shem, you get your ways down here. They hear the clacking of Shem landing and flying. And Hendrik, seeing the flying skull, panics a little bit. But then calms as he sees Mustard Seed carrying the rest of the remains. As he then says, "All right, I suppose I do owe an explanation. The vampire spawn, they had managed to, well, they managed to corner me for a moment. They had a plan. The church down on the western side of the town. Its name is. Sorry, looks out of reach. St. Aldrin's Church on the western side of town. They had plans to storm it. However, these bones are the bones of a very prominent cleric who once resided there. St. Aldrin himself. He was a very powerful cleric, but long before Strahd had officially taken into power, or so I'm told. His bones help protect the church, and by extension, the town. It creates a bit of a sanctified area, holy, a hallowed ground. They forced the vampires. They They made a nest of my home, and they forced me to hire someone to essentially steal those bones in an attempt so that they may raid it.
For all intents and purposes, you were strong-armed.
Yes, I made sure that they couldn't do anything to the bones themselves. I put it in my room and placed those beads around it so that they couldn't get inside.
So I'm going to say, like, as Mustard Seed, I'm basically going to ask, so if these bones have such a sanctified aura, how could the vampires be in the same building?
Well, it requires you...
So he just shapeshifts into Mustard Seed and asks it while Mustard Seed is right next to him.
Oh no, he's still
Just the
hiding in the
voice.
skull. He's
Oh, okay.
He
doesn't show himself much. Usually, if he has to ask something, he's going to do it as someone
Fair.
next to him
Yeah.
to kind of keep his identity secret.
Yeah, he takes a double take from the skull and Mustard sees, and he continues. He says, "The bones themselves they're hollowed, yes, but they only provide that sacred ground so long as they're in their proper burial. They've been essentially desecrated, so they're weakened. And that's why they needed someone who could handle a corpse. Keep it, I guess, secure. Hence why they picked my place."
You think more will come for you after everything that's happened?
He sweats a little bit. It's only a matter of time.
Sounds like to me you need to get out of here.
I've been working here for quite some time. I was very young, just starting out. I had high hopes. Well, a long time ago, those beads was given to me by a cleric that was passing through. thought it would keep me safe, but I suppose it did. But I don't know what to do next.
So I'm gonna chime in, sort of mimicking Periwinkle, and be like, "Well, if the bones are returned and re-sanctified, wouldn't that be no harm done? No one has to know, right?"
I imagine that's the reason why these bones have not been reported missing. Such an event probably would have ruined the festival, and someone would have ended up in the stockades.
Would my guy know how to re-sanctify these bones if we get them back into place?
Oh, most definitely. With your background, yes.
Okay. I think that should be our next goal. I'll, I will actually say that as Periwinkle is like, so we should just return the bones. It should be fine then, right?
I suppose. Just don't. If I know I'm not in any position to be asking for any more favors, but just say you found them. Don't tell them who had them, if you'd be so kind. But yeah, as this conversation going on, Beloved and Periwinkle, they're just casually repairing what they can.
Oh, I thought Periwinkle was in the room with us. That's why I was impersonating him.
No, he was upstairs.
Okay.
Sorry.
No harm done.
I don't know who else was in the room with us. So I could have just said I was once again parroting Mustard Seed, which was probably pissing the bunny off, which was bonus in my book.
He is. Roll an insight.
Okay. I actually have insight, which is very bizarre. Oh wow, I am just not doing good tonight.
It's weird. You know, the first time you met Mustard Seed, he was very cold towards you to the point where he practically made it a point to show that he was, you know, like cold towards you, and yet somehow, like even with an 11, you get this strange feeling that like somehow he's over it
Okay.
and is back to neutral, so to speak.
Okay.
With that information, do what you will.
Alright.
As you guys are talking, Beloved does eventually come down with a hobo sack and hands it to Hendrik.
A bindle.
So, well, shite, I guess that's right. I guess this is the right move.
I didn't think we were gonna kick him out of town. I thought we were gonna cover for him and try and get the...
Oh, we're not
Repair the-
kicking him out of town. We're dragging him with us.
What?
Oh.
Our unhaunted house needs some repairs.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Okay. Peachy.
I mean, if anyone else wants to try and convince him, that would be good, because Beloved is not charismatic.
No,
not
I
like
didn't.
either.
I mean, he's basically under the impression that you saying get the fuck out of town. He's like, okay, you know what, that works.
Let's go.
Yeah.
We'll tell him where he can go, maybe.
Yeah, if my character had any indication about what you were trying to do, I might pull a stunt to help, but as it is, he doesn't know your house exists.
Oh, yeah, if he tries to leave, Beloved is just going to drag him back, and if need be, she'll just drag him back to the hotel.
I'll say Dr. Pepper at this point will probably chime in and say, "Oh yes, we, if you're looking for a new real estate, we do have a nice, lovely place in the village of Barovia. A new, freshly unhaunted house. Could use a handyman like yourself."
It sounded like Dr. Farnsworth from Futurama a little bit. It's really funny.
I was thinking of the
What?
Lionel Hutz
New
real
house.
estate bit.
It's free real estate.
Motivated seller.
Pretty good.
But yes, any of you can try to roll a persuasion check to maybe convince him to come along with you instead of disappearing.
Okay. I guess I can do that. Since
How's that?
oh, I think Victor's got it ahead of me.
Dang, Vic.
I have a
Oh,
plus
wow.
7.
Holy shit.
Alright, what do you say?
Come on now, don't be like that.
Well,
Just come on, just join in and I'll do scare B&B.
well,
Oh my god. Please continue doing that.
scare B&B, huh?
No, it's scare B&B, because it's scary.
Wow.
The funny thing is, the rating app is still called Yelp.
Except it's in all caps instead.
Wow.
How does he
Well-
react, Gray?
Sorry. Jesus Christ, this is the driest sandwich I've ever had in my mouth.
Aw.
Oh.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
bet on it.
It's dry.
It's
Real dry.
This Arby's sandwich is, like...
That's your problem.
It is. We chose Arby's for some reason. I don't know why Dad
Yeah.
picked up Arby's.
Because they have the meats.
Yeah.
For sandwiches.
They
Allegedly.
just don't have any moisture.
Yeah.
That's for true.
Jesus, this freaking barbecue sauce is dehydrated.
No,
Ow.
that's not brisket. That's beef jerky.
Yeah. Like, nah. I swear as I take another bite.
Hunger is hunger.
Yeah. I mean, food is food.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, Henrik is basically, well, I am indebted to the lot of you. And if I stay in here any longer, it's only a matter of time before the next vampire spawn comes along and, well, tries to pull this stunt again. I'd rather not be a part of it.
I'm gonna do a roll in private.
That's
Oh.
what you can call it nowadays.
Oh no.
Oh wow.
Actually, what's my wisdom? Okay. I'll say for a brief moment when this guy says he feels indebted, you could visibly see Mustard Seed's ear sort of like twitch, and he looks unnerved and looks away to the side to, like, not show it.
Debt to the Fae.
No! No!
No, we're not Fae, so it's alright.
But regardless, Henrik says, I have a few other things that I need to pack up. More than just this, is he looks at the very few things that Beloved had grabbed and basically put into his bundle.
Yeah, she will assist him in packing up, and we are meeting with the mayor tomorrow, so if he wants, he can try and, like, sell the building, which is freshly repaired.
Yeah, maybe just kind of sell it to the city in general. Let this be someone else's problem.
Make it a fun house for the children. It's full of coffins and vampires.
And blackjack and hookers.
Just a happy-go-lucky playground for all the kids to sing and play, and all will be well.
Exactly.
As a place that just has nothing but clowns with big happy smiles on their faces painted on the inside.
That is why.
Don't tempt me, Gray. I'll paint clowns.
Ugh. Regardless, Henrik he's basically, essentially, for the sake of brevity, he's going to be packing his shit and getting ready to leave whenever you guys leave.
Okay.
Great.
Oh.
I think I'm good.
Alrighty.
Let's go sleep. I need a long rest to reset my spells, please.
Yeah.
Did you
We had
want
a
to...
long rest mechanically, but now we get a long rest in game,
Yeah.
lore-wise.
Yeah.
Did you guys want to go to the church first, or...
I think
Is
that
it
would make
on-
the most sense. My
Is it on
question
the
is, do you
way?
think that'll be an ordeal?
I mean, it's on the other side of town, essentially.
Shit.
Which is only a mile wide, but, like, you know...
We've already got eyes on us tonight with
Yeah.
Isaac.
I would do it, but I'd have to do it in pieces, and that's like 256 pieces. So that would take a week.
Don't you have like Mage Hand or something?
Actually, I don't.
Alrighty.
If
So-
he drops off the bones, then I'll help since I was already carrying the rest of them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go to the inn because I will not be much help if something happens.
Yeah.
I think Mustard and I should go just because we are the two stealthy ones, and I'm gonna mention it to him and say like, we can get these in and out without anybody knowing that we were there.
If
Sound strategy.
those two have it, then Beloved's going to assist Henrik in carrying his stuff and also supplies if he wants them. Supplies, tools, that kind of thing.
Alrighty. You've added Henrik to your list of NPCs.
wow. It's gonna be like in old school Dragon Quest where all the NPCs follow the main character as he's walking around. But by the time
It's just
we're
like one
done-
conga line.
Yeah, by the time we're done, it's gonna be like a freaking Macy's parade.
Nice.
Just in time for the Macy's parade in November.
I know we
Well,
just need to
Goku be
get
at this
people
one. He was at one, and that's the only one I remember.
Nah, he gets overshadowed by Stewie and Santa Claus.
Oh, but he was Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan.
Yeah,
in.
more anime.
Oh no.
Regardless, alright, as everyone either returns back to the inn to rest or continue packing, Mustard Seed and Shem, go ahead and give me stealth checks.
Doki, stealth is like my one super high stat, and I roll a 1. A 3. Still.
I also rolled a 3, which also gives me an 11.
Okay, let's see how many eyes are on you. And the guards suck at their job. I mean, they let 6 vampire spawn get into the city, so...
They're tired. They've been partying too much all day because of the burgomaster's orders.
No.
All will be well. Everyone just
They barely get any sleep.
they
No.
double time as go-go dancers for the parades.
I know. They basically all sound like Coach Bicker during the Insomnia episode. Like, all will be well. All will be well.
Regardless, with a 10, you guys are fine. Right, and with the path that you're taking, Shem and Mustard Seed, while you're traveling, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Hey.
Have perception. I hope you can.
I
cover
do.
This is gonna hurt. Did it roll? I clicked it, but I didn't hear anything. So I don't know if my thing's lagging or if it's wrong.
Yeah, roll 20.
Just try.
There it
Oh,
is.
there we go.
I rolled a freaking 1.
I rolled a 13.
Well, Mustard Seed. Well, Shem is being very, he's trying his best to stay stealthy while still being out in the open. But you naturally blend in, and you're allowed a little bit of grace to keep an eye out as you're wandering by.
I whisper here to him and say, "If you want, you can let me carry the skull, and you can hide somewhere on me."
And Shem's just like, no! As he continues to carry the floating skull throughout town.
We will carry this skull harder.
Out of spite. Just some drunkard is wobbling out of the blue water, and he sees that skull just kind of flying by, and he looks at the drink and then looks at Shem and just kind of pours out the rest of his drink and goes home.
This poor guy.
But you guys are wandering by town square, and with that 13 Mustard Seed, you actually see something.
Oh.
You see near the center of town square, for all this town to see, a bunch of stockades.
Jinkies.
It sounds like my cult setup in Cult of the Lamb.
Kinky.
I was such a goody two-shoes in that game. I never used the stock. Unless I was given a quest where they give me an evil person.
Oh, I
Yeah,
always just killed the dissenters.
I was low on resources, so I was making stuff like that, and then later on, once you are able to make higher tier recipes, stockades are useless because you can just feed a dissenter one meal, and then they instantly go back to being a cultist.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty broken sometimes.
Yeah. Regardless, you see there are people who are currently lined up in that area. You see 3 men, 2 women, and 2 children, no less. Each one
In
with
the stocks?
in the stocks. They
Oh.
look wet, cold, and probably been not fed for at least a day or 2. As each one of them has a wolf mask that has been, or not wolf, a donkey mask onto their face. You don't see a lot of the usual stockade stuff where people throw tomatoes and stuff like that. No, they seem well enough left alone.
Are the stockades for the children their size?
No, they're on barrels.
Oh.
It seems very uncomfortable for them.
And how many did you say? 3 men, 2 women, 2 children?
Yes.
Okay, let me read something real quick. Alright. I am Shem will see Mustard Seed sort of examine them very closely, somewhat tilt his head, and then eventually he will dig his little bunny paw into the ground for a good 5 seconds. And then when he takes his foot off, there is a sort of rabbit, or there's sort of the stem of a carrot that he will quickly pull out. And this carrot ends up being some surprisingly peelable, like when you deep cook a piece of meat, the meat just is easily peeled off of the bone. He it's almost so kind of it's pre-cut. He pre-cuts it into 7 sections as he casts Goodberry, and one by one he is going to bring a piece of this carrot to each one of these people in the stockade. And this will give them basically a more than a full night's nutrition.
So,
Full days, rather.
as you approach, you notice that there are guards stationed around them. At the very very least, not like next to them, but nearby to watch. You do see the signs. As a nearby sign declaring, for the punishment of unlawful happiness.
Unlawful happiness.
Unlawful sadness. Excuse me.
Okay.
One of them.
I will continue, I guess.
You can get the. It does continue saying, "Hey, this is a punishment. They're not to be fed or stuff like that, or they're out here as punishment."
So do the
Yeah.
do the donkey masks have like holes in the mouth, or how would you even get the food to them?
The donkey masks are kind of crude. He's not going to find much difficulty in finding a hole where he can
Yeah.
reach their mouths.
I mean, they still need to breathe. They're not like gonna asphyxiate these people. So there is mouth holes essentially. Do you choose to stealth?
Do the guards like come to him and say that?
Depends. Are you planning on stealthing over, or do you intend to just?
Oh, okay. I guess I'll stealth over.
All right, you can
So
reroll a
just
stealth.
reroll. Okay. Okay. That was almost a 1. 21.
Okay. What level of... Are you at the point of where you can you're basically invisible in dim light?
No, I'm level 6.
What level do you get that?
I don't know, but let me check real quick. I get it at level 10. Hide in plain sight.
Right.
But yeah, 21.
With the 21, like the fog that kind of rolls in every once in a while, you slip in between these two guards as they seem distracted and a little bit bored. It's late. They want to go home. They're not particularly mad at these people because it's a dumb punishment. But they're not the ones who make the rules. But in their blissful ignorance, you manage to approach these poor souls that have been left out to the elements.
So, what was it? Mustard Seed himself doesn't really give a rat's ass about these people. If anything, he is more confused about the fact that they are not feeding these prisoners, quote unquote, and the fact that they look like very cold, very wet, very unkempt for. He doesn't know the extent of what they did, and nor does he care, but this one act of kindness should be okay by his book, as he figured, okay, I'm not freeing them, but I will keep them from not dying.
It's not like I care about you all or anything, gosh. I'm not
But
a good
yeah.
person. Don't mistake it. God.
And, once he's done feeding them, he will continue, about this way. No. You gotta have Shim say that out loud as they're walking away.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna follow him because I don't think I could get out in the open like that. So basically,
Fair.
what's gonna happen is he's gonna set the skull on top of like a barrel on the street corner and just like set up shop inside it and be like watching through the eye holes.
It just looks like a decoration.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows it's a real skull.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, after that, he will get out, pick up the bones, and continue on.
All right.
Yeah. You hear you don't hear any of them speak up. They very even as they're chewing, you feel as though the very cautious tale of them trying their best to not make any sound as they chew the carrots.
Good, I didn't have to tell them.
But as you walk away, the guards stop, picking their nose long enough to get back to their job, but you're long gone. These poor souls have at least a little bit of nutrients into them. Perhaps just live out one more day, but it's one more day of life. Who knows what'll happen the next day. It doesn't take long for you guys to get to the end of that line. Over at N1, you see a church that seems to be in the midst of a session. As the two of you enter, there is roughly 10 commoners who are very scared and praying by the center of it. There seems to be one priest in this area who is in the midst of a sermon.
We need an old priest and a young priest.
As they continue their sermon, the father does say, "In accordance to the morning Lord, and to you, my brothers and sisters, I say amen. Go in peace, and let the light of the morning Lord guide your path."
So, I'm gonna peek around and see if I can find the deposit box for the bones. But I'm gonna have a feeling that we're gonna have to go into, like, whatever the function of the crypt for this place.
Yes, as the two of you enter, I guess, Shem, since you're carrying the literal skull of a saint, go ahead and roll me another stealth.
Okay. I'll take a
Alright.
25.
Okay. You remain stealth, but unfortunately for Mustard Seed, it's a little hard not to notice you.
Yeah, Mustard Seed isn't really there to stealth, he's just there to drop it off and leave. He's pretty much going there, it's like, okay, where do I drop this off?
Here's a bag of bones. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Your orders.
I'll explain nothing.
Hey, I'm your Uber. I got a delivery for a bag of ribs.
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
Sorry, I already drank the drink you ordered with your meal, and I'm not paying for it. Bye.
Fuck you, bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
As you approach, the priest does approach you, doing a best to remain calm, but right off the bat, even with your passive insight, you can tell that there's a slight nervousness to him. He says, "Welcome to this humble church, to St. Andrew's Church. Tell me, my fine Lopen friend. Is that the right word? Lopan? Lopon?
Lapine.
Lapon?
Lupin is
Mine
wolf.
is wolf.
Lupin the Third.
Nice.
What can I... How may I help you?
Well, it seems to me the news didn't really spread here yet. So I'll go ahead and explain. We got into a scuffle, and me and my companions found these bones here, as I will present him the bones here and continue and say, one of us found out that these were holy. I figured that you would give these a proper home where they belong.
As you show the bones, he quickly, after looking inside, closes the bag and holds it close to his body as he looks back behind him. As to not cause too much of a scene, he says, "Thank you. How did you find... Where did you find these?"
Well, I didn't find them myself, but we found them at the closed down coffin shop.
I assumed something... I would not have thought to have looked there. Thank you. Thank you for returning these. Where's... We're missing a few pieces. Namely the skull.
Give me a second, and I wouldn't say, like, hand the bones off to him for him to just stand there, but he will at least put them off to the side just so he can find where Shem is.
Shem, as you're hiding and this priest is looking for the skull, what do you do?
Seeing that Flopsy Mopsy has decided to forego any sort of stealth, he will casually land the skull on a shelf nearby so that Mustard Seed should be like, "Oh, here it is." Just like... Actually, I'll probably even say that as him. I'll just be like, "Oh, that's right, I left it right here." And the skull is sitting on like a shelf directly next to Mustard Seed.
As you do so, the priest very quickly... Ooh, fast hands, priest. Grabs the skull, places it in the bag, and says, Thank you. This is but a mere pittance, but it's truly all that we can offer. He offers you, as a reward for bringing in these, the bones of St. Andril, 3 vials of holy water, 2 healing potions, common,
Wow.
and about 100 gold.
Oh, wow.
Holy shit.
And I'm gonna impersonate Mustard Seed again and be like, "Not that I don't think you can handle your job as a priest, but the ritual for reconsecrating bones with his strength is pretty in-depth. Can you handle it by yourself?"
I am capable of doing such things, but if you are offering help, I would certainly appreciate it.
Is Shem gonna help while making it seem like Mustard Seed's doing the work?
I think I'm gonna have to Ratatouille this one. Yeah.
Just pulling the rabbit ears.
Oh god! He's going into his holy trance as his ears float up.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back at the end, we're all like, I hope they're alright. And then it just jumps to, like, French Ratatouille music as they consecrate some fucking bones.
You know what? Let's do it.
Fucking... Okay, you know what? Let's see. Do Pixar movies get, like, copywritten?
Probably.
Damn it!
I mean,
Just-
Ratatouille is the
Just
name
search,
of a food.
just search
They-
like, stock French music.
Oh, I thought you were worried about using the name Ratatouille.
No, the way
That's
of the
town.
music.
Exactly. Just pretend it's French.
I've heard this one before in people's videos. Where am I?
Alright, we'll do this one.
Complete 180. Wow.
Meanwhile, in Ravenloft.
Just get past the fucking ads.
So, one thing that I've mentioned early on, but haven't really mentioned much lately because it hasn't been important. Dem does have an aura of really creepy cold to him. Like, you know when you, like, supposed to step through a ghost? So if he's going to be
As we
Ratatouille
all
and
have.
Flopsy here, it's going to probably be a little uncomfortable.
So wait, is he gonna, like, possess Mustard Seed's body or something?
No, he's going to be hiding, but doing like as much of the work as he can. Like, he's gonna keep a low profile, but maybe like dart in and out of the sleeves or something.
Right. Holy fuck. Alright. I'm assuming you, like, zoom in on the back of Mustard Seed's head.
Start grabbing his ears and controlling them like levers.
Yeah.
Like you're
Mustard
plankton
Seed has,
inside
like-
SpongeBob's head.
Yeah.
If Mustard Seed has like a cowl from his cloak that's sitting back like a hood, he's probably sitting in there and like holding his ears from the back.
Yeah, the art doesn't show it, but he is supposed to have a cowl.
All right.
And this was the day Mustard Seed posed as a level 6 cleric.
Alrighty. As the accordion begins to play, wee baguette and whatnot in the distance. This priest begins to take Mustard Seed and by proxy Shem down below into basically the catacombs of this church, where it looks as though a grave has been rather crudely uprooted open via shovel.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "All right, we need to place the bones back into here, and you don't understand just how many lives you may have saved. The grave of Saint Andra provides a holy presence, even in the dark depths of here in Barovia."
Internally, Mustard Seed is like, oh my god, who the hell cares?
I'm so
But-
bored.
But, I'm assuming, like, Shem sort of, like, levers his limbs to be, like, in a, oh my god, I'm so sorry for you kind of, posture.
Body language.
Yeah, body language.
Alrighty. With that in mind, he begins to perform a certain ritual as he begins placing bones back into place, adding back the robes and the 2 coppers that were originally placed onto his eyes, as he was laid to rest here in these catacombs. Shem, give me a handle animaling, I guess.
Handling.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask for a religion check, but I guess I can try. I guess you're gonna make me ratatouille it.
Yep. This is how we're doing it.
You are indeed handling an animal.
Can I? Well, okay. I was gonna say, can I give him advantage since Mustard Seed kind of has to be willing here?
It's very awkward, Mustard Seed. Also, it kind of hurts your ears, as fucking Shem is effectively roboting, like, puppeteering you, as you... It's really weird because your body is not moving on your own accord, and you don't know how Shem's doing this. This is not something...
Yeah.
This is not Fey, inherently Fey, but it's also not inherently, like, clerical or roguish. This is some supernatural shit, and you have no idea what you should be more nervous about, as your arm kind of jerks forward, placing a femur into place, but the priest is, like, kind of giving you a side eye as they adjust it back into place, like, "You alright, dude?" And you're like, no, it's good, let's keep going.
If you've ever seen the Tim Conway sketch where he's a dentist who accidentally rubbed his hand in Novocaine instead of the soap, it's basically like that.
I just like to point out Mustard Seed, you know, this incredibly, like, graceful, almost feminine in his movements of most of the time. You see him, like, so stiff, and yet somehow this is working.
Alright, so, Shem, give me a religion check.
Okay, I
With
can actually do
advantage,
this.
because the priest is also performing this right.
Give me something good. Oh, I rolled double 5.
Wow.
I mean, I've got really good religion, but still.
Can I roll religion for just as well?
Go ahead.
I only have a +2, but might as well try.
You're like,
12.
rub-a-dub-dub, thanks for the grub. That's the best you got. Well, the priest is, well, you didn't get a natural 1, so that's the most important part. As the priest is, laying to rest, St. Andrew's bones, you watch as... Shem, you see just a quick flash of your lady, and she's like, you tried. You have a gold star.
You get an F for effort.
I'd like to imagine that, like, Shem makes Mustard Seed give, like, the skull, like, a very tender pat, but it's, like, his palm is, like, wide stretched and super stiff, so it's kind of, like, almost accidentally slapping it.
Just slap, slap, slap. Gotta slap that bones. For a brief moment, you're thinking... You kind of go into this weird motion where you act... Because of the ratatouille theme, you're actually trying to make a pizza or something like that. Or no, I'm thinking Italian.
Yeah.
Soup. You're making bone soup. The casket is the bowl, the bones are the meat.
I mean, bone soup is already a real thing.
I'm going to attempt to leave once it seems like everything is done, to hopefully not overstay my welcome, but if Shem wants to keep doing shit with me, go ahead.
I mean, I'm kind of trying to keep a low profile, and maybe once the priest is gone and we like get an excuse to leave, I will see if I can salvage things by myself undetected, but for the time being, I'm realizing this weekend at Bernie's shit is not working, so I'm kind of trying to hurry it along as well.
I'm
You
gonna...
start rushing.
Can I try and say something to, like, get him to leave the room for a second?
I'll save you the time. He's not leaving these bones alone until this crypt is fully sealed.
Fuck.
Like, he's not running any more chances until this thing is up and running. It takes a solid hour, as a lot of you are in the mix of weekend of birding, ratatouille and weekends of birding, basically mustard seed, while this poor priest is like, oh my god, is a fucking zombie shambling into my fucking church? Is this the incursion? Are we all... Is it already too late? He's just sweating bullets as fucking Mustard Seed is, like, literally marionetting his way to, to perform this right. It straight up looks like you're on strings, Mustard Seed. But eventually, as the last bone is put in place, and these poor remains can finally go back to rest.
I very calmly, like, get back on my 2 feet, playing it off like nothing went wrong, and I will stand up and say, "It is done." Meanwhile, I'm, like, trying to hide that it's like, yeah, totally nailed it.
Nailed it. You watch as a slight shimmer kind of echoes out from this place. And a deep sigh of relief goes through the priest as he says, oh, it's done.
Yes, I just said that.
I'd like to imagine Strahd is like watching them through his orb like he would. It's just like, I probably should stop them because they're, consecrating those bones again. But this is just fucking hilarious.
It's like,
this is the most fun I've had in decades.
Yeah, this is just him. He's like eating popcorn while watching. He's like, wow, this would make an amazing TV show.
He's watching cringe compilations on his orb.
On Ka.
Alright. But yeah, as the hallowed grounds begins to reactivate, this pale blue light begins to emanate from the grave, and you feel as though you are indeed safe here. Many of the sniveling cries that you hear upstairs from the, well, frightened commoners that come here to hopefully become at ease, become noticeably more calmer as well. As they find a bit of respite in these harsh lands.
I will say, because the deed is done, and Shem is, while hiding in my cowl, is not ratatouilleing me anymore,
Yeah.
there is a very noticeable difference in his demeanor as Mustard Seed attempts to, make his leave. Like, he actually is walking like a normal person again.
It's like, oh my goodness.
Or
I was for a brief moment, I was thinking perhaps St. Arnold was perhaps possessing you to begin with. But that would be foolish. Another being possession in such a holy land, a holy building. Nonsense. So he kind of eyes you a little bit, but then shrugs it off.
Do keep these safe next time. I wouldn't want to have to come back again and do this all over again.
My thoughts exactly.
True. And he'll leave. And as soon as he leaves, he gets behind a wall. Or I'm assuming like the cathedral has like gates.
Yeah.
And he will immediately like sit down up against the wall and sort of like just like shudder heavily. That was very uncomfortable.
You're telling me.
So you're experienced with this.
I know how to consecrate bones, if that's what you're asking, but
You are much more different than I had pegged you for. I do believe I owe you an apology.
possibly.
Very awkwardly, you see him, like, say it, like, gritted through his teeth, where he just says, I'm sorry.
And Shem just kind of floats up, pats him on the forehead, and says, yes, you are sorry, and starts to float off.
I'm sorry.
I wish I still
I'm
had a spell
Sam.
slot to cast clairvoyance to like see this whole thing.
You know what? Sure, do it.
I don't have any spell slots left to do it. I said I wish I did.
Let's say Vecna plays the entire thing in, like, your dream overnight.
It's like, yo, bro, check this shit out.
Check this shit out.
He says it's you and your DMs.
A compilation of two chuckleheads trying to put some bones in a hole.
The best part is Vecna is an undead lich, so even he would, like, have some humor with this.
But yeah. Shenanigans aside, and after a long day, everyone goes back to the inn. Shem, you said that you wanted to do a stakeout?
Yeah, I was going to find, like, maybe a bird's nest overlooking wherever they're going to do the festival tomorrow. I just camp out there.
Okay. You let the others know that you're going to do a quick stakeout of where the festival is going to take place at.
Mhm.
You do know that it's in town square, and you would get, once again, see those 7 people perhaps be doing a little bit better than they were before, but still in a shitty situation.
Mm-hmm.
Over time, you do see there is slight construction that has been placed there already. It seems as though there seems to be a giant bonfire that's going to be hosted in perhaps maybe a festival, an upcoming festival. Oh, right. Searching the room. I guess. Yeah.
I had a 24 investigation for that, if that helps.
I mean, technically, this was already from the same training session that you had gotten previously that day, and I am limiting the training session to like 1 per long rest.
Cool. Good for that.
But yeah. Next day comes. Everyone get your full night's rest as you are back to full. As you hear the ravens caw in the morning. Caw! Caw! There's no roosters here. There's only ravens and crows.
It's actually Dr. Pepper making sure we all wake up.
Yes.
Mhm.
Dr. Pepper gets on the roof, takes off his mask, and reveals that he is indeed a chicken kenku.
Cancun.
And he,
Oh, just before we leave, Beloved will pay for Henrik's stay at the inn.
yes. Henrik has his belongings, as he tries his best to keep a low profile at the moment. But he and Myrtle and Fleck will keep an eye on him as they themselves also want to keep a low profile.
Yeah. Is the glyph of warding I put on Irina's door still good?
It's still there.
Before I forget, I'm gonna roll my portents for today. Oh, 14 and a nat 20! Yay!
Nice. That is
Okay.
a good portents.
Dang.
Really good to keep in your back pocket,
Keep it in my back pocket!
especially when Roll20 being a bitch.
Like usual. Oh, and also I will be the good boy I am and still use 1 spell slot to cast non-detection on Irina.
Alrighty.
Do Mustard Seed and Shem share that what they did last night, or that their mission was successful?
Mustard Seed won't, but I'm assuming Shem will.
All right. Do we have any time before the festivities?
It's most likely going to be taking part at high noon, because that's
Oh.
usually when everyone's awake. So you do have the morning to do a slight training session.
Hooray!
No advantage, but however you wish to train yourself in your selected feat, do so now.
Shoot.
I was Shadow Touch. What do I roll for that?
However you can justify it.
I am going to sort of do, I guess, like a walk around the general area to see how everyone is, like, dressing up for this festival, so Mustard Seed knows how exactly to use Disguise Self on himself.
Right.
I'm gonna use Arcana for my attempt to get the lucky feat. Better.
Better.
Much better than the 10 I got for.
Alrighty. 16 for Beloved, 17 for Burn.
I think Insight works.
Yeah.
7.
Alright. Go ahead and give I guess if you're just looking at people, Mustard Seed, just give a perception for your training.
Alright. Okay, 22.
22. And, Shem, as are you still doing the dungeon diving feat?
Yeah.
Alright. How would you like to train for that?
Well, it's basically, I guess he's going to be basically doing laps around town square because that's where he's going to be. And he's just going to be keeping an eye out for the area. He's basically staking out the area before everybody shows up, before the shindigs kick off. And so he's going to be basically just like trying to get a feel for where anything could get the drop on us from. I know this isn't really a dungeon, but I figure the general theory would be the same thing because he's basically looking for any area that could be like something that we could be ambushed from, any area that they could get like a sneak shot off at.
So, like a dungeon would try to prepare for it.
Yeah.
So, if that's the case, you can either roll athletics for, doing the laps. You can do perception to do the, spotting out, or you can do investigation.
Investigation is the only one that I have proficiency in, so guess what I'm doing? God dang it.
Damn, that's some rough luck, dude.
I am not rolling today.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
It is unfortunate. Do I get anything? I will even take.
You get the 6.
Okay, that puts me up to 26 total.
So would I get 22 for mine then?
Yes.
Okay. That brings me to 48.
Alrighty. So yeah, it's a very quick training session, so you don't have the time to really get the advantage. As all of you gather your things, Shem, do you stay in the town square, or do you meet up with the guys at the Blue Water Inn?
I'm going to continue to hide out in my little sniper spot. I already told them I was going to be staying in the square, so it would be counterproductive to go with them.
Yeah.
That's basically another opportunity to get spotted.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I'll ask Mustard Seed, were you successful last night?
Yes.
So the church is a safe place again.
It is. Barely.
I'll glance at Irina.
She's like, well, it protects me from the undead, but I can't quite say it'll protect me from other people, normal people. If this Izek man catches, I don't know. I'll go. If you believe it's safe for me, I will go there.
To you.
Alright.
Say that again, you roboted?
Sorry, she's gonna say, if you think it's safe for me, I'll go. But at this point, it's, I guess, a coin flip.
I mean, me, the player, would like her nearby just in case shit goes down. Also, me, the player, does not want to fail her again and wants her to be safe. But, it's up to her. She could help us if shit inevitably goes down in the square. But she might also hear the ruckus anyway and rush over, so...
I say she goes with us.
Alright. She thinks for a moment. She thinks the church would be the safest option. But then she remembers the day she met you guys. And how Strahd literally just burst into the church and destroyed every holy symbol in an instant. And she thinks to herself, you know what? I'm just gonna run my chances with you guys.
Well, wear your hood up, I suppose.
Oh, actually, that's a good point. Can we have the what do we call them? Our mob, our angry mob.
I guess
Their followers.
Your NPCs.
Yes, I'm going to call them our angry mob. You can't stop me.
Companions.
Let's have them gather things up and stay at the church until we're ready to leave. Because we might need to get out of town fast.
Is the church on the west end of town that we'd have to leave from anyway?
Yes.
Yeah, it's on
even better.
It's N1, right?
N1, yes.
Okay. So you're talking about sending our non-combat pets over there. So
Yeah.
the kids and the
coffin maker.
Yeah.
Alright. Don't forget your mobile shop, Uncle Fuck. Whose name...
I forgot about him, honestly.
I didn't even know that guy existed. Who is this?
He's Periwimple's uncle, who is kind of a sleazebag merchant. But
I'm
because
sorry, did you just call him Uncle Fuck?
yes,
I see.
because he's a fuck.
Is he bald?
No,
Oh,
partly bald.
all right.
He's
It
It
bald.
still wouldn't.
He's
It still wouldn't work to call him Uncle Fuckster.
Oh, Fester doesn't
But
deserve
anyway,
that.
he's Periwinkle's uncle who begrudgingly followed because Periwinkle is also his bodyguard.
Aha.
With that in mind, you tell the others the plan. Both Feck and Myrtle are like, okay, that sounds like a good idea. I mean, hopefully the. Oh well, I mean, Mustard Seed got there, so we should be fine. It's not like it's hollowed against fey creatures, so we should be fine.
Okay.
I forgot they were technically fake creatures, right?
Yep, they
Yeah.
are fey constructs.
Does Mustard Seed cringe when he hears that?
Yeah. I'll say yes.
I mean, you know their story. They were literally born as like stand-in for children. They don't really have fey culture. They're as much fey as any elf is. Pray the fey
Nice.
away.
Oh my god. Terrible.
But yeah, Feck and Myrtle stand on either side of Henrik. He's a little uncomfortable, but he's like, you know what? He looks over to Uncle Fuck. There's a mutual grouchiness to both of them. They nod, almost as saying, "Same shit, same shit, same shit." Yeah.
Did we just adopt Stadler and Waldorf?
Statler and Waldorf. Oh,
Alright, so we're all going to this festival, yeah?
Yes.
A Festivus for the rest of us.
Is the festival, like, is there a dress code?
Doesn't it's kind of a last minute thing, so they don't seem to be doing anything in particular.
On the way over, I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on myself.
Oh.
Just in case.
Where is the toy shop on this map?
The toy shop should be, I think, like N8, I believe.
Oh, perfect. So we can make a slight detour to go there and still, get to where we need to go on a timely manner.
Just real quick, I know you said there isn't like a dress code or anything, but like, I could have sworn someone said that this was like a festival where you like wear masks.
No, this was a celebration to celebrate your heroism.
I said something like, if it's a festival, there might be masks for Irina to wear to disguise herself, but
Okay.
yeah, but she's probably just got her hood up now.
Yeah, you did remember seeing a bunch of signs for the festival of the wolf mask festival, essentially where everyone wore those wolf masks, and
That's where Beloved got hers.
Yep. But right now it's more like a banquet, a hero's banquet to be more precise.
Hmm. So
Heroes
there's
means
no
an
need
immunity
to
to
really
fear.
disguise myself.
Nope,
No.
not
Okay.
really.
Damn.
But we're disguising Irina because we don't want Izek to know she's there because he didn't see her last night.
Can I disguise self other people? Oh no, wait, no. Duh, it's disguise self.
Yeah, I have that spell as well, so.
Just get some Groucho glasses and put it on her.
That's awesome.
But yes.
I'm gonna say that Beloved stops in at the toy shop, like, briefly, in order to make put down an order.
Alrighty. Blinsky sees you walk in and says, "Ah, welcome back to Blinsky's. What can Blinsky do for you today?"
Beloved walks over to him and she removes 2 gold rings from her inventory that are worth 25 gold each. And she puts them on the counter and she picks up a nearby doll and points to the weapon that it's holding. And he can see her kind of heaving in order to try and talk, and she says, "Toy weapon." Points at the 2 gold coins and says, "Payment."
Boy,
So
weapon.
she's ordering a custom toy weapon.
And the question is, will it actually be able to cut anything? Or is it going to make, like, a dull blade that's just for show?
Is it
Well,
make a squeak
see-
sound?
Blinksy doesn't understand how toys are supposed to work because he just keeps making grim and terrifying ones, and that's what she's counting on. He's
Hmm.
gonna make something that can actually hurt people because that's what he thinks a toy is.
Here, we play Blinsky's favorite game. Hold the knife. Stab. Your turn.
This just sounds like 40s toys.
Basically, everything in his shop is basically a choking hazard. So,
Like the 40s.
exactly, yeah.
Look, Dad, it's a trachea plug.
They were giving kids like uranium.
Oh yeah, and lawn darts. Don't forget the lawn darts.
Not to mention mercury. Gotta love
Oh,
mercury poisoning.
And
But yeah.
lead.
basically, she's ordering a custom toy weapon for Chemu.
Well, the question I have is that I'm not trying to say don't do it. I appreciate the gesture, but how would a toy weapon be any better than the weapon he'd already got? Unless it's
Because the way that Blinksy's mind works, he's going to actually make a toy weapon that can do some real damage. And he's got 50 gold to get the materials he needs.
Okay. Alright. I
Well,
will
my
roll.
question was,
Yeah, we'll just keep going with Beloved's Beloved's idea, because as far as Blinksky's thinking, oh, a commission, and a really big one. I better do a good job with this toy weapon and make it as deadly as possible, because it's supposed to be a weapon.
Yes. See? We can weaponize his tendency to make horrific toys.
Hooray.
And with a natural 20 on this,
Wow.
Blinsky does a few chin strokes. The monkey on his shoulder does a few chin strokes as well.
So
They-
cute.
They look at each other. Blinksy nods to it. It nods to him. He nods to it. It nods to him. He takes the gold and says, "Blinksy, will take a care of it."
Okay, now I don't expect him to do this like fast. This is just an investment that we can come back to later.
Don't worry.
So
quick
let's-
question.
Yes.
So, when Blinky's done, does he just turn around and walk away?
Yeah, he's going back into well, he'll probably stay near the front desk and maybe do a few sketch ideas, because he has to watch the store.
Okay, I was just curious if Blinky was going to do a 182.
I mean, I suppose there's a brief moment where his back's to you.
Never mind. By the way, Shem's not there, so it wouldn't matter, but I was just making a Blink 182 joke.
Oh,
Move on.
damn it.
terrible. All right, let's go to the party.
Alrighty. Alright, I should probably find some...
Party music.
Jesse, what's some...
Yeah.
Give me some festival, but something festive but deranged.
Deranged?
Yes.
Like carnival music?
Almost
Oh,
carnival,
I know.
but not carnival.
I know what to look for.
How's the festival music from here?
That's what I was looking up.
Which kind of festival? Because there are many types.
There's
Well,
a carnival level in Nier Automata.
Oh, I was thinking of the fucking Namazu theme. But that's a
the
very
freaking
different kind of
180 or
festival.
the 777 whiskers.
Yeah. But that's more of a, like, Japanese festival as opposed to, like, this kind of festival.
Yeah.
That is absolutely a Matsuri theme. It is a like.
And also, this song is great.
Which one?
The
The
Dark
Nier
Chronicles?
Automata
Oh yeah.
carnival level.
Dark Cloud 2
Mhm.
is great.
Alright, we'll make it work. Oh, actually, this will probably be a little bit better. This, vocals on the Nier Automata is probably not the best. Oh, this is perfect. Dark Chronicles this is perfect.
Dark Cloud, yay!
Oh, wait a minute. I know this song.
Yeah, we do it
played
for-
it before.
Yeah.
It's my
As
favorite D&D use.
yeah, as everyone approaches, there's a small band playing in the background as several children in flowery dresses kind of unhappily kind of trek through the mud, throwing what looks to be wilted flower petals out. As everyone gathers here, and shouting above on a stage, comes forth a man who is very clearly balding, but has just the worst comb over that's barely covering, like, the top of his scalp. With a very prominent smile on his face, he says, "All will be well!" As he cheers out to the people, and you hear the saddest pity clap.
Yay.
Everyone has forced smiles on their faces. A few kids look a little huffy, but their parents very quickly shove them and say, "Smile. You need to smile." Like they're in the they're in the midst of like taking a very important family photo. The kids just having any of it, but the parents are like, "You better fucking smile."
We all
Don't
know
make
what
me
that's
turn the
like.
car around.
As they point over towards the two boys that are still in the stockade.
How are they looking?
Well, they look. It's within 24 hours of that time they've been fed, so still miserable.
But not as miserable as they could be.
Yeah. For the sake of this, the lot of you are brought are motioned towards the stage as Irina and Periwinkle doing his best to cover Irina with her hood up.
He's a thick boy. He can just stand in front of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Burgermeister himself addresses the lot of you. "My people of Wallachia, I come bearing great news, and as a reason to bring forth this joyous banquet." And a lot of this banquet that they produce for the town is like finger sandwiches. A lot of it looks like stuff that maybe his wife would have for a tea party, but it's just been upscaled. Like
It was just spontaneous.
it
Is
was.
she here?
She's also there. She's still as preppy and smiley as ever, and she's holding a bouquet of flowers.
Like a bride?
No,
Or like
just something to help, well, make look more pleasant.
appealing?
But the flowers are wilted.
Aw.
I get the impression that she's like standing there on the stage with the flowers in one arm and waving to the crowd like she just won the Miss America pageant.
Basically, she's basically in constant Botox mode.
Oh. Yeah, 'cause I spied on her yesterday. Is that... I also spied inside the house and saw that one guy who was probably another wizard trying to do teleportation. Is he here?
Give me a perception check.
I want his spellbook. Nope.
Yeah, you look around. You don't think he bothers showing up.
Little do I know, he's on my left side, but I'm blind in that eye, so I can't see it.
There is no way. There's no way you would have mentioned any of this to Shem to keep an eye out for him, because he is up in the trees running recon right now.
No,
Yeah.
I was doing my own spying around, so yeah.
Yeah. Shem, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Perception is not my jam. Where is it?
Okay, not bad.
Oh, good.
16. You got a pretty good view of everything up in your little crow's nest. Right
I
off
think
the
it
bat,
literally is.
you do manage to spot a few key targets. You manage to spot Irina and the others approaching the festival, and you you basically clock them. Make sure you're keeping track of both Periwimple and Irina, because it's Periwimple sticks out like a sore thumb. He's basically like 2 feet taller than every other person in this town. Like, the guy's built like a brick shithouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With that 16 also, you managed to spot a few of the guards, as they themselves have kind of, like, it's a big event, so naturally there's security. But one thing you do notice, that security in when these festivals are, like, super tight. You feel like there's at least one at every alleyway. Like, you clock at least 24 guards here.
Alright.
Sus.
Many of the people here are... You feel like the entire town is kind of put into here. Many of them keeping themselves down low. And, keep a low profile, smile, and clap when needed be. And this will be over before you know it.
I get the impression that the guards are not so much there to watch for a brawl to break out, but this is more like active surveillance on the populace to make sure they're all smiling.
Yeah, they're looking for unlawful unhappiness.
Alright.
And with that 16, because he rolled a 4 on his passive stealth, you spot Izek. He is currently drinking on the job behind the stage that you guys are being kind of led up to.
She brought her own. She thought it was a potluck.
Yeah.
Basically.
I mean, this banquet is shit. Let's be real. This is the equivalent of, like, oh, this is a big event. Like, your winning team came home with gold. Here's McDonald's.
It's like the
So, just like a
church
school
reception.
function.
Exactly. It's a school function at this point, as everyone is enjoying the free food, which is great because a lot of people, food is kind of scarce. Many people enjoy that to the best of their ability as they cheer and be happy. As the Burgermeister gives reason for this grand event, as he so put it.
Brand, quote unquote.
Our dearest, we have ourselves a group of adventurers sent to brought aid to one of our very own storefronts. Where is Hanzik? Henrik, by the way. He
Not
is.
recovered.
He looks around. You actually see Izek kind of walk up and whisper in his ear. I see. Our dear Henrik is currently recovering. And best to his health and whatnot. But all will be well, I assure you. All will be well.
Thumbs up.
Now go on. Feast and be merry. Enjoy today's festivities. And remember, all will be well. As he begins to
Oh, sorry.
leave the stage with a wave.
I thought they were gonna eat these shitty finger sandwiches with us.
Mustard seed will try it.
Are they as dry as that Arby's sandwich, Gray?
Yes, they're about as dry as this Arby's sandwich that I have not finished, and I refuse to finish.
Wow.
Gray IRL is like, yes, feel my pain.
It's dry.
but I
The
love
meat,
it.
it's not yet jerky, but it's not. Think of the driest grilled like grilled like ribs.
Wow.
I'm just thinking if I put it down on the grill meat.
Yeah, it's straight up like eating a tire.
Wow.
Do they really have like refreshments?
There's water.
There we go.
Little Dixie cups full of water. Oh god.
It is a school function.
Wow.
Wow.
They have just the slightest, like someone spat like a little dollop of like mustard or fucking barbecue sauce. Like a little loogie essentially to maybe moisten it up a little bit, but it almost immediately dries up. It's a
They put
sad.
mustard on that. Would that be like cannibalism for a bun boy?
No.
Nah.
I guess while we're enduring this, I'll keep an eye out for Isaac.
So since I've got eyes on Isaac and the Hamburglar, can I just basically like spy on them and see if they're up to anything suspicious?
Yeah, you can go ahead and you can try.
I just accidentally unplugged my microphone. Did you hear anything?
Yep,
I
I can
heard
hear
you.
you.
Okay, I didn't hear you then.
Yeah, you can roll persuasion, or not perception to keep an eye on Isaac, and hopefully make sure that Irina doesn't get, cornered.
All right. Oh gosh, diddly darn it. Oh well. I would have rather had that 18.
Can I try looking around? Because I was looking for Isaac as well, and make sure he doesn't get too close to Irina.
Alright. Yeah, you can go ahead and try. Whoever wants to try, at least.
How can one of us fucking see?
Alright, I'll roll perception.
Roll 20 is like, no!
23.
Yeah!
Alright, as a lot of you are enjoying the festivity, a few people are kind of pushed out onto what seems to be a small little dance area. You lose track, even with Periwinkle as tall as he is, a lot of you get lost in the crowd, as many people are just kind of moving around just for the sake of moving around. They don't want to make it look like they're just standing there waiting for this to be over. They're moving for the sake of, oh, I'm going over here, yeah, I'm going over here. I'm going to get food, I'm going to rest, I'm going to the dance floor.
Well, since I've lost track of my party, can I just try and like stealthily tail Fezzik?
Isaac.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm not
fair
gonna
enough.
call him by the right name. I know it, but I don't want to say it because that takes all the fun out of gosh darn it.
Because he is a nasty no good.
Yeah.
Yeah, beloved, you get down with the sickness on the dance floor.
Don't say it like that.
He's like
What is
doing the running man up there.
What does a traditional drow dance look like?
He's up there popping and locking it.
Oh, the drow are too goth to dance.
Oh, so they just do that little goth shuffle from South Park.
They just bob their head, take a drag of their cigarette, and then shift to the side.
Yeah, she's actually doing kind of an elegant waltz with no one.
Oh, she's pantomiming the female part of the waltz.
Yeah,
Aw, that's depressing.
isn't it?
In that case, Mustard Seed will go over and offer her this dance, even though she's probably like 1.5 feet taller than him.
That won't impede anything.
All right. Oh yeah, that is true. Her husband was probably a wimp too.
Oh, he was tiny compared to her.
Yeah, so Mustard Seed will play the man for this.
That's an interesting way to phrase it because when he offers to dance with her, Beloved literally just picks him up.
He was not expecting that.
Well, you
go
stepped into
then.
this trap, Mustard Seed. It's your
It is sprung.
It's my funeral.
It's your funeral. But as you were being picked up, it does give you the perfect sight. Give you the perfect height to get a good sight of what's about to happen, as everyone's either too busy eating or dancing, or just lost in the crowd. You see Isaac beelining for someone in the crowd.
Oh.
Do I see, like, what direction he's going in?
He is heading towards the south, and last time you checked, that was probably where Irina was being held.
Oh. You know, where she was located.
Yeah.
Right. I will say, Mustard Seed will, like... I'll say, for shits and giggles, by this point, Mustard Seed is, like, sitting on top of her shoulder somehow. And
I mean, if he
will-
climbs up there, she's not going to object. She just thinks
Yeah.
it's like the way rabbits dance or something.
Sure. And I will, like, gracefully backflip off of her to, like, leave her for the time being and follow after Isaac. I'll explain later.
Boing.
Boing. Yeah.
Alrighty. Shen, as you were stealthing to follow Isaac, is that right?
Not very well.
Doesn't matter. He's got shit perception.
That's good.
He's not focused on you. He's focused on something really important to him. But with that, you do manage to kind of glide your way into basically a shadowy way to follow him from a distance.
Oh yeah, I should probably roll stealth too.
Yeah, beloved, you pick up. You pick up a very malnourished looking man. He's like, oh dear. Hello. Ooh. You're
Oh
very
my.
strong. Also covered in blood.
Yep, she sure is both those things. At the end of the dance, she's going to curtsy gracefully to him, and also hand him a severed goblin hand that has her last gold ring in it.
And why is she holding all her money?
It's jewelry. She's got no real use for it. He takes it with a smile. He doesn't want to cause a scene because that would be, you know... All will be well! All will be well! All will be well! Just very daintily holding the hand by the ring finger as he sees the ring, and he's like, okay, all will be well. This is fine. I'm okay. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go.
I mean, he can sell that and buy a mansion in this crap economy.
You're not wrong, but it's also you just handed him a severed hand, and he doesn't want to ruin the party by causing a scene. So
Fair. He doesn't have to hit the hand, just hit the ring.
he's afraid not to.
Yeah. So with that 27, do I catch up with Isaac?
Yeah, you and Shem have the same idea, as you're basically gliding through the crowd, remaining as stealthy as possible, as you watch as Isaac, being not so stealthy, is kind of like bulldozing his way through the crowd, shoving people off to the side, and for a brief moment you see a slight glow under his cape, where you saw his right arm.
Mm-hmm.
That demonic-looking arm of his seems to be giving off some sort of light, as he himself is hurrying rushing.
So,
Is he like heading to the direction of like where Irina is?
Last time you checked, you think so. What do you do?
Okay. I am. Okay, this is gonna be fun. Okay, so when it seems like all three of us have gotten away from the festival enough to where it's just us, Mustard Seed is going to cast Disguise Self on himself, and he will take the form of Irina.
You're gonna straight up
Oh my god.
You're gonna straight up Bugs Bunny this man.
ideally, yeah.
Oh wait, that's not. Ew, that's kind of you. This isn't it? Anyways, go on.
Yeah, and he will step out of the shadows and call over to Ezek. Where are you going?
You.
Okay.
Hey there, big boy. Come up and see me sometime.
Okay. Music stopped.
Sorry, did I just derail you?
A little bit, but this may. This can still work. It's just gonna be It's gonna be interesting. We're gonna see how this plays out. So you call out to Izek, and as he turns around, a little bit of a huff. The moment he lays eyes on you, it's like his eyes go wide, and for a brief moment you see him go a little bit slack.
I very slowly approach him and doing my very best to sort of like mimic Irina's voice. I'm pretty much just going to say, well, I can tell you've been looking for me. Here I am.
What do you want?
Exactly. What do you want? Like, Mustard Seeds Irina just sounds as, like, cold and, like, stern as regular Mustard Seed is, so for all intents and purposes, Izek would think that she is looking very angry at him.
He's never actually technically heard Irina's voice, so yours is as good as any.
Most ridiculous accent ever.
Oh, if anything, like, Mustard Seed's regular voice sounds androgynous enough to where if he wanted to disguise himself as a woman, he could easily pass off as one without changing his voice. But yeah, he will just stand there, arms folded, looking pretty unimpressed.
He slowly approaches, giving an insight check.
Alright.
So, my original plan was to stay by the side and do a distraction shot at him if things popped off. But now that I see Mustard Seed trying to impersonate Irina, I'm going to actually slip through the crowd and try and pass up with Mustard Seed.
Yeah, I'm stalling him.
Okay.
Worst case scenario, I can literally and figuratively piggyback off of him and complete the deception.
Yeah.
Alright.
But yeah,
With
20 insight.
With that 20 insight. This... He's happy. He doesn't know why. But he feels happy. He's a little bit confused. He's recognizes your face. He feels like for the longest time he's been searching for someone. And here they are. There's a lot of emotions going in his eyes. Relief, sadness, a little bit of anger. regret.
How long does this spell last? 1 hour. Okay, cool.
Yeah, 1 hour. So like he is approaching me, yeah.
Yes. He's
As soon as
in a sort of way, he's in the midst of shock. Kind of in the same way that Beloved kind of is that in that kind of constant shock. But less bloodthirsty.
Yeah. When he gets close enough, Mustard Seed's gonna like extend his leg, not to like kick him, but sort of like keep him like social distancing distance there, like easy buddy. And just pretty much like say, well, cat got your tongue. You mind telling me what this whole thing is all about? I've been hearing from people that you've been dead set on looking for me.
Roll a deception check. Now that you're that you're kind of talking with him.
I'm gonna. So throughout this whole thing, I was trying to fly closer, and I'm hoping to be at this point, like, basically imagine like edgy anime character who's like leaning back against the wall and looking cool.
Mm-hmm.
Shem is doing that, but he's floating like 4 feet off the ground and leaning against the shoulder blades of Mustard Seed.
Mm-hmm.
You're his stand.
Yeah.
He's the lovers.
Can I make a perception to see if I see all this again? Because I've been stuck in the crowd for a bit.
Yeah, both Johnny and Burn. You can roll a perception check.
Orton?
Yep.
No, I don't want to waste it here.
Yeah, Johnny, you're still lost in the crowd, and you're distracted by how horrible these sandwiches are.
I mean, I rolled 6. Johnny rolled a 15.
Yeah, Johnny, you spot Irina just kind of talking with Izek, and that kind of sounds like bad news for you.
So, since I'm relatively close by, I wanted to see if I can get a glimpse of the dude's demon arm, because that sounds like it'd be a problem.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Beloved, you're just tearing up the dance floor.
Hell yeah. Sometimes literally.
Ripping, tearing the dance floor.
She's the distraction. She's doing like break dancing right now. In her
Exactly.
wedding dress.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, she'll just speak up again. It's like, well, are you gonna say anything?
Well, with a 14 deception, there's a brief, like, realization, like, he's almost waking up. As he realizes, like, who the fuck is talking about? Who do you mean talking about me? Who the fuck is talking?
You explain yourself, and I will explain myself.
Yeah, he rolled a little bit higher than your 14, so he may be catching wind that something's up. To that fucking, I swear to God, is that fucking toy maker.
Oh, the toy maker didn't tell us. We happened to see his back room while he was just completely on accident, and saw an entire room that looked just like me. After some, I guess you call it interrogation, he mentioned that they were all for you.
And quite frankly, that's a little more than just creepy. That is rather insane.
There is a general. You can from your past insight check. There's the thought process of, oh, I'm gonna have to burn down a shop later. But
That
he
does not spark joy.
looks at you, Mustard Seed, a little confused at how the two different voices are going on.
For the record, I'm sort of mimicking Mustard Seed's mimicry of Irina.
Yeah, at this point, he's gotten used to the fact that you are also mimicking him, and so it's like, okay, I'll just bounce off of him. Yeah. Improv exercises.
Oh, the Fate Boys are working together.
Says,
but yeah, I just really hard, but it probably doesn't feel like much to you. Just kind of give you a like jab in the ribs for when you start like getting really up in his face about like that's creepy. Shem just like ixnay on the EP gray. Need to not escalate this.
He a slight like self cringe is that he knows that he gets the feeling that he gives off the impression that he knows it's kind of creepy, but it's like he's at the point where fuck it, you need to come with me.
Listen here. I understand that, well, you probably have your reasons, but I'm left in the dark here. So if you want me to trust you, you're going to have to talk.
As you're talking, this towering man who's at least 3 feet taller than you gets up really close, and that red hand of his reaches around.
I still want to inspect the red hand because I think that'll be important and probably something that my character might know something about.
Wait, so Ezek is 3 feet taller than me?
Yeah, the dude's almost as tall as Periwinkle.
Okay, so he's, like, going to, like, so he's trying to, like, grab me.
He's up in your place, and you get 1 acrobatics check before next scene happens.
Alright.
Boing.
21.
Alright, his bonus. Alright, his 6 stats are... He has a +7 to this. 22 on his part. Before you get a
I'm gonna use Lucky Footwork to add a D4 to a failed Dex saving throw. Or wait, hold on. Let me see here.
Alright.
When you fail a Dex saving throw, you can use your reaction.
This isn't a dex save, is it?
I know, but I'm seeing if there's anything else in this wording. Alright. So, yeah, 22 beats 21.
Before you get a chance to jump away, he's right up on you. You see a very controlling, that same look of admiration, almost loving look in his eye is replaced with a very stern and possessive look. One that is
can
not
I
going...
attempt to
One that
get
is
out of the grapple?
not just yet. One that is not going to allow this to pass by. As he says, I'm not giving you a choice. And he's going to dimension door the 2 of you away.
Oh,
The 3 of us? Because I'm basically a tick on his back right now.
You are technically a 3rd creature, and dimension door only takes 1 additional.
Unfortunate. Okay.
So, like, do I get a roll out of this?
You don't know it.
Technically-
He's still in the action.
It's still in the action, but
Alright.
you can give me a... I'll say this is going to be... It'll be a charisma saving throw. Working as banishment.
Oh.
It's going to work as banishment. Since you're
Okay.
technically an unwilling creature to go with him.
Alright.
That's it.
I have a 0 to this. Yeah.
good luck.
This is go on. You roll first. I'll do my thing after you.
11.
Counterspell. I don't have counterspell yet.
And yeah, Burn, you don't even see this happening.
Well, I was gonna ask something in a moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, go on.
As a puff of fire erupts around the 2 of you, as you and Izek are consumed by these flames, and about 500 feet outside, well past the banquet area, you're currently you are held tight in a very tight grapple, as Izek is currently dragging you to the Burgermeister's house.
Can I?
Actually-
does Dimension Door have a verbal component?
It does not. Somatic only.
Can I roll an Arcana to like sense that a spell went off just now?
Let's see. Let me just double
'Cause
check.
I'm just standing here in the crowd. I want to do something.
Yeah, go ahead and give an Arcana just to see if you catch anything.
Hey,
Oh, damn.
finally.
Okay. A warning flare goes off in your head as your arcane eye kind of like beep beep beep. Hey, something's up. As you catch the tail end of fire, and several people gasp in panic as if a small fireball just kind of erupted in front of them. The Burgermeisters did...
Will.
Oh, actually, hang on.
Oh.
You guys, Burgermeister's house is N2. Wow, you guys actually might be close enough for him to just... Yeah. Well, you are, as you erupt into flames, Mustard Seed, you are in a strange room that is covered with Irina dolls. Or, no, they're in a
boy.
closet. This one room that seems rather lived in by a certain rapscallion boy, or a very, very uncouth man.
Can the Irina dolls be spilling out of the closet because there's too many of them?
There are a few of them in a closet that's opened, and it's a little weird.
You
But,
rip off a
alright.
chunk of the wallpaper, and you're like, hmm? And there's like a bunch more in there.
yeah. Burn, you watch as you watch the tail end of that spell going off, and you know something's up. Something bad just may have happened.
Shit. Why don't I have any message spells? I'm gonna look for Irina again one more time. Please, can I roll a good perception?
Yeah, Johnny.
Oh my god!
You want me to roll
Okay, so I was
Can I just like
one?
can I just like say if Burn saw behind me, he could see like a very tiny like stubby black hair tail, so that Burn knows that it's not actually Irina.
Well, I didn't see that part. I just saw the tail end of the spell.
Oh,
But I'm
okay.
putting two and two together that something bad happened.
Okay.
so I'm gonna try and regroup with the party because I was at ground zero for that.
Yeah, please.
So
Yeah, as
I
all
get-
of you are regathering.
Is Irina safe? Did we find her?
You spot Periwimple, who is rubbing his head
Like he's hurt?
like he got hit on the back of the head.
Ah!
In the midst of all that chaos, and because certain things were distracted,
It's gonna be two Irina.
there's unfortunately quite the events that's happening right now.
See if there's any bats in the fucking sky.
So we'll do this in an order of events, as Izek is currently cornering, not Irina, as he says, "I've been searching for you my entire fucking life. I am not letting you go anywhere without my sight."
I can't go anywhere right now, so you mind telling me what the fuck is happening?
I don't know why, but you've been haunting my dreams. I don't
Oh
know
my
who the
God.
fuck you are. I know I needed you nearby. I'm not... Just... If you stay here, I promise you, no one's ever gonna hurt you.
You're hurting me right now.
She is going to, well, pretending to be Irina anyway.
go on.
Mustard Seed is going to put a finger on Izek's forehead and say, "If you want me to believe that, tell me where I am and why here."
This is my home. I kind of work for the Burgermeister. He took me in when I was young, and so I work for him. Listen, he's a bit of a twat, but keep him happy and all will be well, he says with a very sarcastic roll of his eyes.
He shares the eye roll. Like he realizes this guy is, while he's a bit yandere, he's also like kind of sort of has his heart in the right place in a weird twisted way, so he is at least going to try and be on his good side while also making it very clear that what he's doing is not okay, like
Yeah.
trying to defuse the situation.
You can tell from
yeah,
your passive insight, he wants you to be safe. He cares for you. He doesn't fully understand, but it's in a very possessive way.
well, you have me here right now. What happens next?
He doesn't. You can tell he, like, a light bulb goes off in the back of his head, and he's like, "Shit! I didn't think I'd get this far."
Well, if you want my advice, I could give you some advice.
That's literally Strahd's reaction too if he ever gets her. He's like, shit, I didn't think I'd get this far.
He thinks to himself, "Listen, I just stay here for now.
Still on the clock.
I'm still on the clock. I gotta get back to work. But you need to stay here."
I'll tell you what. If I don't leave the premises, am I allowed to walk around?
Make a
Or do-
persuasion. Make a
Or
persuasion.
do you not trust me?
Make a persuasion.
Right. Well, I just wanted to get that in.
Yeah.
2.
Oh no!
Oh no.
He looks at you, looks you over. He looks outside. It's not you I don't trust. Ironically enough, you're a complete stranger that's been haunting my dreams for nearly my entire fucking life. I shouldn't fucking trust you. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing even now. It's not you I'm worried about.
And who are you worried about?
Again, he just looks outside.
Give me names.
This whole fucking world is a mess. And I've seen more than my fair share of fucking Burgermeister. Just looking for an excuse.
What do you know about the Burgermeister?
He's an old insane twat who thinks throwing festivals will save the world. Save us from fucking Strahd.
Does he actually believe that?
He does. That's the sad part.
Internally, Mustard Seed's like, shit.
I know for a fact that he's willing to make any staged event in order to make his fucking plans work. I don't know why, I don't want him near you.
And yet you brought me to his place.
I brought you to my place. Keep your friends close. Keep your enemies closer. Type of deal.
Very well. Can I at least have something to eat before you go and do whatever it is you're going to do?
Right. That fucking nasty-ass finger food was gross. Just
It was okay.
wait here. As he stomps out, goes to his door, leaves, and you hear a click as he leaves.
There is a window in the house, or the room, right?
It is barred.
Can I at least look through the window?
You can.
How, like, far down is it?
You are in his room, so you are at least on, let's see, his room is... Where is Izik's room? Blaster, his room. I have the map label, but not the actual name, like location marked. Is it bedroom N3J? N3J, N3, N3.
I'm sorry, but I've been waiting for Mustard Seed to pose as a woman this entire campaign so far.
All right, you were on the second floor, so
So, one story.
one story.
So, by the way, I have a plan as soon as we get
Right,
back.
yeah.
So,
How close tight in are these bars?
Tight enough to where a normal person would not be able to like get through.
Fair.
Like you can stick your arm out, but that's basically only someone like Shem would be able to get through in and out.
Right. Well, he's not trying to hurt me, but he also doesn't seem to know Mr. Von Zorfich either. A shame. He's just monologuing to himself.
But
And
yeah.
unless he has something else, I'll say that's it for that.
All right. You kind of have to sit there patiently as you think to yourself, how am I going to keep this up for more than an hour?
I have more spell slots.
Better hope they last.
Mm-hmm.
As everyone back at the party.
do I know where
Shem,
Irina is? The real one?
the people who saw this happen was Johnny and Shem. And Burn, you caught the tail end of that.
I just know something happened, and I can't find Irene or anyone now.
Nope. Beloved.
I would assume Shem would let everybody know, hey, it's not Irina, it's Mustard Seed.
But we
Yeah.
can't
Yeah, my
find the
current-
other Irina, though.
My current mission is to regather the troops and find the real Irina, because she is important to what
Right.
the absolute batshit nonsense I'm about to pull.
I mean, on the plus side, there you avoided a fight.
Yeah.
For now.
But as everyone gathers, Dr. Pepper is currently trying to sell his brand to the city, and he's getting up on his soapbox and selling his Dr. Pepper. Beloved is trying to keep things lively, both on the dance floor and offering,
Dances.
Or wolf steak.
wolf steak. More wolf steak to add to the sandwiches. And people are like, oh, thank God, some actual food. Wolf tartare.
Yes.
I have
Some-
an idea, though, if
some
I can
turf
find
and turf.
Periwinkle.
But quickly, party regathers. Periwimple says, I don't know what happened. I just felt something in the back of my head. We were trying to stay near the alleyway in case we needed to run, but then something hit me and then our hair was gone. I don't know where she is.
Which alleyway? Which one?
We were on the south end. I think she started freaking out because she kind of locked eyes with that Izek bloke, and she tried moving away.
Do you think she hit you, or someone else behind her hit you?
No, whoever hit me, they. No offense to Miss Irina, but they were a little bit stronger. Blunt force,
Did
not
you-
not like a pressure point hit.
Yeah. Did you get any glimpse of them?
No, I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Well, I guess that's as good as any place to start. The
Shem
south.
will take to the rooftop and try and see if he can get like an aerial view of what's going on, while still keeping it as hidden as he can. So he's basically like floating close to the rooftop and peeking out over the alley.
Alrighty, Shem, you can give me an investigation, and Burn, what is your plan?
Can I insight him to make sure maybe like he maybe did see something. He's just not wanting to like remember, or he just like it hurts too much.
I mean, you get the feeling that he's being as honest as he can be, even if
I
you did
know, but, like,
a mind, like even if you detect thoughts, there's not
yeah,
a lot
that's
of
what I was
thought to go
doing.
in there to begin with.
But like I could like dig deeper and like at least get a visual. But if he didn't turn around at all,
It was in the back of the
ah,
head, so he, you know,
uh-huh.
uh, Shen, Johnny, is there anything that you would want to try?
Hmm. I don't think I have anything that would help very
Do we have any message spells?
much. No.
How much would my character know about Johnny's abilities? Not Johnny, Fern's abilities.
From what you've seen, you know that he's a spellcaster.
Okay.
But with that, in 19 investigation, you notice that there's a block. There's something strange. 2 guards are missing. Over on the southeastern end. They're not there anymore. And you were certain that you clocked at least 2 guards there.
So, is there any way I can like try and track footsteps and see if I can see where they went?
You can
Have
try.
us assist you?
Pardon, what was that?
couldn't hear you at the same time.
Do you want us to like have us assist you, buddy?
I mean, I might do a quick flyover and tell you what I saw, and then go back over the alleyway because this is gonna. I figure we're gonna have to move really quick if we're gonna catch up.
Yes, yeah, we need to go with you. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Can I motion to Beloved and the Doctor to follow?
They're pretty distracted.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper's gonna keep the crowd distracted while the rest of you try to sneak off. After all, this is a party in your honor. Which is just a
Yeah.
casual way of me trying to use Dr. Pepper as a way of him not being here.
I get
Oh.
you, but like Beloved at least.
That reminds me, Great. Could you roll for him to see if he does his special training?
Oh, right. Let me go ahead and get that going. Where is Dr. Pepper? Let's go ahead and let's see. Bio, his training. I'll just say Arcana.
Nice.
24.
Holy shit.
Good one.
It's the best out of all of us, I think.
Yeah.
He's at 34 total.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna help him start investigating and stuff like that.
Alrighty.
I have a feeling that Shem would just like stick to the rooftop and basically just like chuck a pebble at one of them to hit him in the head to get their attention. Then he'd wave him down and then go back to tracking.
Alright, you quickly all gather and very casually try to exit the party without drawing too much attention, despite how colorful you guys are.
What the exact opposite of colorful?
Yeah, we all dressed up in black.
Yeah, but you're also the most inhuman group that in the entire city.
Fair.
Yeah, I'll do investigation.
She's trying to track, like, an animal.
God. I don't have any spells that can help with this, just everyone takes too fucking long. How fast are spiders' movement speeds?
Depends on the size.
Yeah, depends on the size.
I know I'd be deaf and blind during this spell, so that wouldn't help me any. Yeah.
Just have Beloved hoist you like a potato sack while you do it.
Nah, it wouldn't help much any. It wouldn't help much any. So I'm just gonna keep. Are we all assisting each other at least?
I'll say that you have at least other people to give a hand, so 23 and a 22. There seems to be a very clear scuffle in this area, but after quickly tracking a few, perhaps footsteps, you do spot one thing. You spot Irina's rapier.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
I grab it and see, like, which way, you know, were there like stab marks on on the on the walls, stuff like that?
There is a little bit of blood on the tip of it. It's
Mhm.
not vampiric in a way. It's because, you know, if it was, it would be, you know, sizzling in this, like,
Yeah,
at least
yeah.
a little bit in this overcast day. There's no direct sunlight, but most vampires would avoid the daytime.
So it's most likely not Strahd
Not
for now.
what you can tell. At the very
But
least, he
it's
would make a
somebody
very.
else.
Yeah.
You would tell
I
that.
meant more.
Yeah, if it was Strahd, the sky would be falling right now.
Yeah.
He'd
I meant
make a
more
scene.
like, are there like scratch marks on like the wall? Right? Maybe she was like swinging it, and like as she was being dragged away.
There is indeed a scuffle, signs of scuffles, dragged out. Uh, but
Follow that way then.
as you follow further in,
What direction are they going in?
you guys are heading. Let's see these. N4? Sorry, one sec. I need
Oh yeah.
to.
While we're walking, I'll ask Shem. Hey, where's mustard seed?
He got bamped by the guard guy.
Wait, what? I thought Irina got nabbed.
Mustard Seed was pretending to be Irina, very badly, I might add, and he got pulled. The
But
guard
we've
kept-
lost him and the real Irina.
Yes. And I'll need at least one of them for this to work.
Oh boy. Let's just keep running.
You
I'm gonna
follow the
prepare-
tracks.
Yeah, I'm gonna prepare a spell, by the way.
It seems to be going to the north.
Oh, like towards the Burgermeister's mansion.
Not the Burgermeister mansion. On the crossroads, it's leaning more towards the right.
Oh,
So, like
On that-
N4?
N4.
what's that?
It seemed to be a noble's house of some sorts.
Oh, I know what this is.
Well, hopefully we can still make good ground.
I mean, once I give you the update, I'm gonna go ahead and stick to the rooftops again and try and like
Yeah.
scout ahead, and I'll be like giving you
Directions.
heads up as we go. Yeah.
All right.
Meanwhile, me and Isaac are having shitty Arby's.
Yeah, he does bring back some moderately more tastier food, and actually a few sweets. Like there's some macarons that the lady had made for a tea party, and they're
Are they
actually
stale?
they're slightly stale, but they're still sweet.
Oh.
Well, it's better than nothing.
So he does bring some freshly baked bread, a little bit of better finger food, something that's more freshly made and not as dry.
Whenever you have to reapply the spell, just ask to go to the bathroom because he won't follow you there, probably.
Unless he's a real dirty bird.
Oh god. Also, hold on. He grabbed mustard seed, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Did
I
he-
failed by one.
Did he feel like any burr?
You don't think? You probably think that he doesn't have a lot of good feeling in his right hand.
In his demon arm?
Yeah, speaking of which, I kept saying I wanted to try and like inspect his hand while I was hiding in Mustard Seed's cloak. Did I get any look at it? Like,
It looked from just your passive. It looked as though it doesn't seem natural. That's for shit sure. It's almost like someone grafted a demonic arm, or it grew out of a stump.
alright.
Like he had lost it. Maybe at one point in his life he lost an arm, and this was replacing it. But as the rest of you guys are following the trail to the I've been trying to learn how to pronounce this fucking estate name. The what?
You can do it.
Wachtierhaus estate.
You know, you can say it in like English if you want to, like watch to your house.
The Wachtierhaus. Yeah. Wachtierhaus. Wachtierhaus. Yeah.
Oh,
it's
Waterhouse.
It's the Wachtierhaus estate. As It seems as though a very well-established noble house is here, almost as grand as almost as grand as the Burgermeister's house. Seems as though they have either just as much influence, or if not, more money to back up their claims. But as a lot of you look at about this place, what is it that you guys do?
Did we see her? Or the ones who were taking her?
There doesn't seem to be anyone presently out in the open.
I'm gonna look for any back doors or any way we can get in undetected.
I think y'all can just guess what Beloved's about to do.
In the front door.
Yep.
All right.
In that case, I will cast invisibility on myself.
I will let you break the front door in, but I'm gonna I'm gonna slip in during the noise and get to a decent vantage point where I'm hidden.
Alrighty. With the strength save of 11, you kick the door, but it's a pretty sturdy door.
Okay.
It's a knock.
It's a knock.
Yep.
A very
Yeah,
stern and very angry knock. As very shortly after, the door opens, and a very astute-looking butler, halfling actually, opens the door. As he looks up the lot of you up and down, he says, "The lady has been expecting you."
The lady?
Yep. She, Beloved walks in, and she actually kind of picks up the halfling under her arm and continues storming inside like he's a sack of potatoes.
Oh my.
Then fuck. If we're gonna, if this was actually expected, can I take back my spell? Fuck.
Yes, you can go ahead. We're actually going to be closing out this pretty soon.
Alright.
That was just to pick up the halfling.
You pick up the halfling, and he's like, "Oh my, good heavens!"
Oh my.
As a lot of you storm into this very lovely manor, the butler, who is best of his ability, kind of directs you towards this meeting area.
Mm-hmm.
As you waiting in this dining area is a very pale and very gaunt-looking woman. The best way to describe her would be a very angry and old nun.
All right.
She
Alright.
has very sunken cheeks, a permanent scowl on her face, and she has her hair did up in a very tight but very poofy hair. She watches the lot of you enter her house. Her scowl does not lower. With that detect evil and good, Shen, you do not sense any undead. That's just from...
Okay.
Actually, no, you do.
Oh.
You do indeed sense undead. It seems to be in the basement.
Of course it is.
That doesn't... It's like, you can tell that they're there, but they're not... The best way to describe it is active. Almost like... Less, like, evil undead, more like desecrated grounds underneath the place.
That makes sense, because this does actually detect consecrated or desecrated land.
Yeah. This woman swirls a glass of what you think is wine, takes a sip, puts it down. Like she's, "Alright, let's get this business meeting under wraps." She says, "Go on, take a seat."
I don't think any of us sit.
Well, I'm going to be somewhere, maybe like perched on the chandelier where I can watch everything but not be in line of sight.
right. Under the assumption that you all are either, whether you stand or sit, she will wait for everyone to be situated until she continues. As she motions towards the butler and says, Maestro, that will be all.
Maestro can't leave because Beloved is holding him in her lap like he's a misbehaving toddler.
Well, this is my life now.
Yep. He's gonna be lucky if she doesn't carry him out of here like a goodies bag.
He does try to squirm out, so go ahead and roll a grapple check, I guess.
All right.
For athletics.
Oh wow, that was not ideal.
You watch as this halfling butler kind of shimmer and shake, and flapping out of between your arms is this little imp
Oh.
that retakes its place on the floor, kind of dressed its, butler attire. Kind of like, humph at you, beloved, like, how rude. And begins to go back to, about his normal business.
So this spell detects fiends as well. Would I have not picked up on the imp?
So, for the sake of this, imps, and within most of my campaigns, are considered player races. They're as much fiend as any tiefling.
Oh, it's these imps. Oh.
I mean, we did have our Lobos people here 100 years ago, so...
There.
With that,
Anyways.
with that in mind,
go on.
the lady begins to look at the lot of you, and she says, I suppose you're all wondering why you have been led here.
Because you kidnapped our friend.
Kidnap is such an ugly word.
But that's the word for it.
There's no... I won't leave any more comments on such matters, but I do know where your Irina is. I am Fiona Watcher. I am the lady of this house, and I have a proposition for the lot of you.
Alright.
Sorry, I was waiting for you guys to have comments.
Oh,
Assuming this is
Beloved
real life.
just silently pats her mace devotion in her hand, and she's staring at Lady Watcher quietly.
So was her name Fiona Watcher?
At least that's how I'm reading her name.
I just want to make sure I was taking notes.
Yes, Fiona.
Cool.
Lady Fiona Watcher.
Right.
I'm sure the lot of you have seen your fair share of the Burgermeister and his deranged approach towards this village. By birthright, he is the leader of these lands, and
That you're the one that actually keeps things going.
with a gentle touch. However, the lot of you have made your allegiances known. My dear boys have been keeping tabs on the lot of you. Announcing, for your own sake, it is best that you do not go into any place willingly saying that you aim to destroy Strahd.
I think any of us really said that, did we?
Pepper did.
No. Well, that's him.
Multiple times, actually.
Well,
This is one of the many reasons we love him.
Yes.
he's an independent agent.
Regardless, I have my own
He
spy
works in middle
network.
management.
I do have my own web of information to keep track of. And so, I believe it's best to put things into motion. One that will work out in everyone's benefit.
We make a post on Ka that says, the opinions of Pepper do not reflect the opinions of the general party.
Yeah.
We apologize for the inconvenience.
Anyway. face.
I will play chips plainly on the table. Your, I have, I have led you, the lot of you here, in the hopes that you will put an end to the Burgermeister's rule of these lands. And in doing so, however you do so, I do not care, so long as he is no longer in the picture, or his wretched son.
Is his son a wizard by chance?
If you could call it that. He's merely a child playing with magic he does not understand.
I want to roll an insight on that.
She fucking hates that brat.
But like,
The-
is it like, is she like jealous of him? Did he steal the book from her?
No, it's she hates this kid with a burning passion because he has done her a an insane. He has wronged her in a way that she can never forgive.
This is actually, honest. She's not deluding herself here.
Yeah, I just wanted to roll.
So I'm gonna be, since I don't have my normal sock puppet, I'm going to be hiding behind Burn for a bit in order to be able to talk to her.
Normal sock puppet.
Anyways, so
No, I'm
what?
just-
You want us to kill him?
If you deem it possible, by all means. I care not for how.
Don't you have your own assassins and your own spy network for this?
I'd rather not become involved directly.
If we take out the leadership of the town, how would that destabilize the politics? Would you be able to take over, or is there going to be a huge uprising?
Oh, almost indefinitely. It would be this house that will lead this village.
Alright. Now say we wanted to work with you. In order to do that, we're probably going to need our friend back.
Well, that's just it. I'm giving you the opportunity to rescue her.
So she's a hostage.
Not by me.
And by
By the zealots that the Burgermeister has enlisted.
So it wasn't your men that kidnapped her?
It's very much the Burgermeister's doing, that's for certain.
And where would they have taken her? To his home?
Most likely. But
Goddamn.
I suspect that he has something very special aimed for tomorrow's festival. Once he's learned about the Bride of Strahd.
Is that common knowledge?
It's common knowledge to her.
Right, to her, Irina, to her, this lady.
To this Fiona.
Okay.
She's going to continue saying, I'm well aware of Master von Zarevich's desires for such a woman.
So, my question for you is, you say that our friend Irina was taken by the zealots of the Burgermeister. But then our other friend, Irene, was also taken by the zealots of the Burgermeister.
Well, then
How much
that's
do you know
much
about
more.
this?
I suppose that's all the much more to get you to them.
So you hadn't heard about two identical twins being taken to the Burgermeister's house.
Irene.
Irene.
Must be a
Also,
coincidence.
while he's speaking, I'm not moving my lips, so she can tell it's not coming from me.
Yeah.
Beloved is just going to quietly sit there and radiate malice at this woman.
You can be mad all you like. What I'm doing is simply making sure that this village is properly taken care of.
I'm not being mad. Why do you think I'm being mad? Do I seem mad?
Your mission is folly. One way or another, Master Zarevic will one day slay the lot of you when he finally grows tired of you. He is the lord and master of these lands and very much a god. A negligent god, but a god nonetheless. intend to be on the winning side. And while
Well, we beat him. We beat him once.
and he only has to beat you once as well, but you have to beat him every single time.
Then I'll do that.
Then may your death be swift. Regardless, you're still of use to us. Should you take on this mission, I will look the other way. You'll be free to roam around as peacefully as you can, so long as the Burgermeister has been removed. It's within your best interest, after all. Rumor has it that bonfire he plans to use tomorrow will be quite to the event.
Oh god, he's not gonna burn her as a fucking witch, is he?
Very much so. The Burgermeister is deranged in his own mind. If he believes that doing something will inevitably destroy Strahd, then he will take such precautions.
I think Shem is going to pick up on Beloved's not
Malice.
so subtle bloodlust, and he's going to casually just drop. So, what would happen to the city if both the Burgenmeister's family and your claim to ownership were both, let's say, voided?
Then this town would go into ruin. Within a day, the wolves would storm this place, leaving no one behind.
Explain how that's different than how it is now.
Perhaps. But at the very least, there is somewhat of an order. If you remove both of us, there would be nothing but chaos. There must be someone to take claim of this land. I am no fool. I'm fully aware that, given the circumstance, you could very quite easily kill me. But it's not about you killing me. It doesn't matter. What matters is that the Burgermeister be slain. It's important that he pays. Anything
Well.
after that is just icing on the cake.
Well, if he's planning what you say he's planning, won't Strahd just come in and whisk her away and kill anyone who tried to harm her?
Oh, that's plan C. She's made it pretty clear that she's in a win-win situation no matter what.
Alright.
And she's simply like, hey, follow this trail and take care of my problem along the way.
I'm still gonna go help that guy at the bar, too. Fuck.
Regardless, I've put my chips on the table. If you try telling anyone about this, I'll simply deny it, and they will take my word over yours.
Okay, does anyone object to looting this place of anything that's not nailed down?
I mean, she's right there. I don't think we can do that.
She could be not right there.
I'd rather not have to be on the run right now.
Okay, but I reserve the right to come back to this extremely unwise plan at the first opportunity.
Well, let's focus on saving Irina and Mustard Seed first. How about that?
You mean
Alright.
Irene?
Yeah. I think Shadow will try and dart into, like, earshot of Beloved. Like, by my count, we only got 30 minutes till the spell fades, so if we're gonna do something, we gotta do it quick.
I still got all my spell slots. At max, I can hold this up for 5 more hours.
You just have to tell Izek, hey, what's that? Like, put it back on.
I don't think
Well-
he'll fall for that more than 5 times.
Yeah.
So space them out carefully.
I got
I
an
wa-
idea.
Well, one way or the other, I want to make a, since I have it under reasonable authority that at least one of our friends is stored in the mayor's house. Immediately after we finish talking to, like, Mother Superior here, I'm gonna go and try and infiltrate the house and see if I can just scout anything important.
I mean, we're all probably gonna head that way anyway.
Yeah.
Well, to assist us in this endeavor, do you have some of your people cause a disturbance that would draw attention away from the manor?
I do believe so. The main reason why I haven't tried anything is because that wretched bodyguard of his, Isaac, as he calls himself. A wretched
Who is now conveniently held up.
wretched monster as he is. He's very useful. Too powerful
Which is
for
why-
anyone I could send.
Which is why we need him to be away at the moment.
Indeed. I do believe if you do cause a bit of a panic near the stockades, that would draw enough attention from the guards that they would be forced to go there.
Shit, I actually do want to cause commotion by the stockades.
Well, there we go. That's our plan.
All right.
That being said, it is now up to your transgression. In addition to completing this mission, as you so speak it, I'll be more than happy to compensate you.
We'll discuss payment later. Once we have our friends back.
I wish you success. As the maestro, the imp, reforms next to you guys as he motions towards the exit.
Beloved,
You're gonna swipe something, swipe it now.
yeah, Beloved is going to make a grab for him.
Okay, roll another grapple check.
Okay. And sorry, it's not loading. God damn it. Okay, here we go.
4. You pick him up like a teddy bear. It's like, good heavens! Vile woman, put me down.
Yeah, she's just going to stare directly in the eyes of Lady Watchtower as she backs out of the room holding the imp like a teddy bear. Okay, that's all I wanted.
She doesn't stop you. She has a very blank and unimpressed face, kind of like always. As the lot of you are watching, you do see two men that are very clearly her sons. One of them kind of has that cocky, oh, rich kid smile. The other one is kind of nursing a cut and a black eye. But as eventually the lot of you make your way outside, your task at hand. And with that, I think we're going to call it for today.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Gray.
No, you did good.
this is more-
I really didn't want you guys to kill Isaac.
I don't really want to either, but yeah.
Well,
Because if that would have been a fight, if you hadn't of stopped him, that would have been a really big fight, and shit was gonna happen.
What was he making a beeline for? Did he see Irina get nabbed?
He saw Irina try to make an escape, but incidentally enough, it meant that she went basically into the arms of her kidnappers and on the way.
Shit. And then I distracted Ezek from finding that.
Basically.
Damn it, girl, we're trying to help you. You don't need to be a damsel in distress. You're a
She's-
strong, independent
She's
woman.
trying not to. Like, she fought, but she also has a negative to her strength.
And also, she was kind of outnumbered.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining her with like a Jessica Rabbit moment saying, "I'm not a damsel. I'm just written that way."
I mean, she did
No,
go swinging. Like, you saw that one rich brat.
Yeah.
He got fucked up.
Oh,
Yeah.
so wait, what? So what? I thought it wasn't her sons that did that.
Would you
Okay.
believe this incredibly evil woman who is openly scheming against us? She is
Like-
lying her ass off.
So
She
did they
is.
just throw her at the burgomaster's house?
Pretty much. You do notice Shem did say that 2 guards were missing.
And they were those guards, most likely.
Yeah.
Well, now we get to give Essex his, like, strangely creepy redemption arc via Mustard Seed trying to get him to talk out his feelings.
Mustard
Also,
Seed
we could,
pulling a
like-
Bugs Bunny.
Also, once the ruse is up, we can just admit that Fiona was the one who tried to kidnap Irina so he could unleash his rage on her.
Yeah. Well, I'm still gonna play this twin card as much as I can because
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I was gonna play Irina off of Isaac, and then confuse him with the 2 of them
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
He's overwhelmed. His yandere senses are going into overdrive.
the whole reason
I will make this yandere, like, calm down and express his feelings in a healthy way and not kill anybody.
Yep. So the thought process I had in that scene with the old lady was that I figure she's kind of like the mob boss of this town,
Pretty
and
much.
she has like a network of informants everywhere. And so I intentionally fed her the false information about twins so that that would start circulating.
I mean, she may utilize that, but it all depends on whether or not she believes you.
She made a note of it, at least.
Yeah. So, what you found out this episode is that this lady is very much on Strahd's side. The only reason she's even working with you guys is because she knows that you guys can take care of the Burgermeister.
So, she's technically our enemy, but also the Burgermeister needs to go anyway.
Yeah.
The town will fall to ruin with him at the helm right now.
Right.
With her, it might survive a tiny bit longer.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, again, we've gotten this information from her.
But I mean, with the information we also have about the Burgermeister, I can kind of see that.
Neither
I mean,
one of
I
them
would
is a good leader.
Yeah.
You would be better off promoting
wife.
a Pomeranian.
The Burgermeister's wife, let her lead.
Oh, actually,
Honestly,
I have a
I'd-
really cute ship where the Burgermeister's wife and Lady Watchter's husband get together and they rule the town.
Wait,
Yeah.
I thought she was a
The
widow
sad
or
part
something.
is, if the Burgermeister dies, then it wouldn't be his wife that takes over. It would be her son.
Well, we just kill him too. And the right of succession
Is
is
it?
Well, I mean, she can also live out her rich widower fantasy.
Well, she'd just be a rich widow. But yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if there's anything left in their coffers after all these festivals.
Yeah. You may think that she may, not the most suitable when it comes to a mental state. She's kind of up there with the Burgermeister.
Yeah. Well, that was unexpected, but I'm not dead.
You're not dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens after that hour runs up, or you run out of spell slots. So he roboted super hard.
I got an idea.
Somehow this episode became like a
It
buddy cop
started
movie
out
of the
as
two people who hate each other.
Ratatouille, and then it became Yandere Kidnap.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's some shit. Well, okay. Mustard Seed doesn't hate you anymore. He's just painfully neutral, which is his default mode to everybody. So this is the closest thing you have to friendship with them for now.
But yeah, thank you all for showing.
I'm
Wonderful.
gonna-
Yeah, thank
I'm
you all.
gonna head up.
Yeah,
Oh.
thanks for staying. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for continuing on. Hopefully next week, we're getting a little bit closer to wrapping up the Velaki arc. I think that's basically going to be this year's theme is Velaki.
Come back
But
once in a while.
the next session, I guess we're gonna see what the fuck happens.
Oh yeah.
Bring it on.
We're not gonna wait a day. We're probably gonna go there right away. So
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, because eventually fucking Essex is... Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna stop the recording here. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye.